Luzon, Visayas, at Mindanao. Let's cool it! Mga kalabaw! Handa na ba kayo? Metro Manila's greatest hits is back. Ang lahat ng drama, ang lahat ng tawanan, musika at anong paman. Magkakasama pa rin tayo mga kalamaw. Sa lungkot at ligaya, tabi pa rin ang iyong paboritong tambayan. Broadcasting live from TVH Group of Networks. Ang iyong hipilan, ang iyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. Live from Cool Studios, this is koolNews Early Edition.
Good morning and welcome to koolNews Early Edition. It is November 2024 Thursday, and we will be here to cover the top of the round headlines that you need to know right here on koolNews Early Edition. Let's begin with our headlines. Malacanan on Tuesday urged government agencies to refrain from holding lavish Christmas celebrations in sympathy with the victims of the typhoons that hit the country this year. In a statement, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin said the palace call was in accordance with President Marcos' directive on Monday. In compliance with the call of our president, we urge all the agencies of government to avoid holding grand celebrations this coming Christmas season, he said. This call is in solidarity with the millions of our countrymen who continue to grieve over lives, homes and livelihoods lost during the 6 typhoons that crumbled us in a span of less than a month. Bersamin added. On Monday, Mr. Marcos called on Filipinos to remember the survivors of the past cyclones, especially those that came in rapid succession over the last 4 weeks. Hopefully when Christmas time comes, we Filipinos can remember our countrymen who were affected by climate change. And perhaps instead of spending on gifts, we could share what we have with them as they are suffering and in need, the president said. The true spirit of Christmas implores us to celebrate with compassion, to share our blessings, and to spread cheer. As the people unite by our love for our fellow men, we can cast away bleakness as we celebrate in the season of joy, he said. Bersamin said in the official order, the keep the party simple would no longer be issued because we believe in the kindness of our fellow government workers, whom we fully trust can unletteredly adapt austerity in their celebrations. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police, through its civil security group, reminded shopping malls and other business establishments that their security guards cannot dress up like Santa Claus or put on Christmas-themed costumes. CSG Director Major General Leo Francisco on Tuesday said that criminals could take advantage of this supposed holiday gimmick by putting on the same disguises. Maybe if it's a Santa Claus set, we could give it a pass, but when they deviate from their prescribed uniforms entirely, that's not allowed, Francisco told reporters. Security agencies should first seek approval from the CSG if they plan to depart from the prescribed uniform standards, he said, adding that sanctions and fines will be imposed for violations of uniform regulations. We have lots of cases where criminals exploited this with ill intent. That's what we are avoiding this season, Francisco said. The House panel investigating the alleged misuse of confidential funds in the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education plans to tap experts who can look into the authenticity of receipts submitted to state auditors to justify the expenditures. This emerged as lawmakers on Monday said they had raised 1 million pesos in cash as a reward for anyone who could present the person named Mary Grace Beatos, supposedly one of the recipients of part of the 125 million pesos in confidential funds allotted to Vice President Sara Duterte's office in 2022. Government auditors either told the panel that the amount was spent in just 11 days. Manila Representative Joel Chua, chair of the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, also stressed the importance of having Duterte in today's hearing, even after she had some word that she would just submit a sworn statement. Duterte, who also headed the ad until her vaccination from the agency in June, had snubbed earlier invitations for her to appear in the House inquiry. At the press conference on Tuesday, Chua said Duterte's affidavit in lieu of her absence would not be enough because she still had to answer questions that could arise from her statement and other concerns in the OPP and DepEd during her tenure as secretary. Actually, Mary Grace Beatos' name was only highlighted because, as Romel Alcopscape said, it was like two merged food brands, Chua said, explaining the purpose of the 1 million pesos reward for anyone who could produce Beatos. More than that, it's not the only problem we saw in the acknowledged receipts, it's just one of them. There's also the 158 acknowledgement receipts which were issued on dates when there was no confidential fund. He was referring to the 158 receipts which bore dates in December 2023 instead of in December 2022, when the payments should have been made out of the 135 million pesos confidential fund of the Office of the Vice President. The amount was used up by the Office of the Vice President in just 11 days, from December 21 to December 31st, 2022, purportedly for the payment of rewards, purchase of information and supplies, and rental of safe houses. We are considering submitting the penmanship to expert witnesses, Chua said, noting that the committee would coordinate with the Philippine Statistics Authority to validate the names of the acknowledgement receipts, including Beatos. So our theory is that these acknowledgement receipts only came out after the Commission on Audit issued an audit observation memorandum. So because of that, they panicked to justify the liquidation and produce many acknowledgement receipts, Chua said. He said the clerical error could have been committed in a rush to produce the receipts, which would normally hear different names, amounts, payment purposes, and dates to justify the 125 million pesos expenditure. According to Chua, the pen strokes in the names and signatures also look similar, as if only one person wrote them using the same pen. This is why the acknowledgement receipts submitted were highly suspicious, Chua said, as pointed out by anti-policy Representative Romeo Alcop in the November 5 hearing. Beatos' acknowledgement receipt was among 187 submitted by the OVP to the COA that either had no names printed or bore only signatures, and surrendered to others that had unreadable or obviously sounding names. Aside from Beatos, there are also Nova, Oshi, and Tapua, which are also brands of soft snacks. Some of the receipts merely had the initials AAS and JOV. Beatos supposedly received 70,000 pesos as reward, apparently in the form of medicine, as indicated in the acknowledgement receipt dated December 30, 2022. Also, during the November 5 hearing, lawyer Gloria Tamura of the COA's Intelligence and Confidential Funds Audit Office confirmed that 158 echelon receipts for payments totaling 23.8 million pesos for erroneous restates. The payments were included in the COA's notice of disallowance for 73 million pesos of the OVP's 125 million pesos confidential funds. And the House Committee on Games and Amusements approved on Tuesday a bill banning Philippine offshore gaming operators in the country to ensure that no mediations or civil establishments would be created in the future. House Bill number 10987 is a consultation of several other measures, including House Bills number 10725, 10636, and 10525 that seek to ban the conduct of all POGO and POGO-related activities. It was altered by the chairs of members of the committee, which is investigating the links among POGOs, drugs, and extrajudicial killings under the Duterte administration's drug war, among others. In sponsoring the Magkabayan Bloc's House Bill 10525, Deputy Minority Leader Franz Castro pointed out that they have long opposed POGOs, which proliferated under the previous administration. Along with the extrajudicial killings in the fake war on drugs and against critics, POGO is a reeking legacy of the Duterte administration, a legacy that we should completely end, learn from, and demand accountability for, she said. The ACT Teachers Party List representative called for the repeal of Republic Act No. 11590, or the POGO Act, and other related executive orders at Philippine Amusement and Gaming Operation regulations on POGOs, as these provided legal cover for the crimes resulting from POGO operations. During a hearing held by the House panel, Pio Rodulfo III of the Bureau of Immigration's Legal Division reported that since President Marcos announced a total POGO ban in July, some 21,757 foreign POGO workers have had their work visas downgraded to tourist visas. Up to number 10,821 had already left the country. The BI previously urged these foreigners to voluntarily apply for a downgrading of their visas to allow them to remain legally in the Philippines until December 31st, the deadline set by the government for the cessations of all POGO operations. Those who failed to leave by then face deportation proceedings and blacklisting. Representatives from the Department of Labor and Employment meanwhile assured the committee that several programs were in place for the 27,790 Filipinos directly affected by the ban, as well as the 2,777 indirectly affected. According to its Bureau of Local Employment, some 36,000 employment permits issued to foreign workers who are POGOs or illegal gaming licenses have been revoked. As of November 18, there were still 27 out of 43 IGLs operating or in the process of winding down their operations. Senator Sherman Gatchalian meanwhile urged DOLE to speed up the revocation of work permits to foreign POGO employees. Gatchalian, who had pushed for the total POGO ban, said DOLE must be proactive in deference to the president's order. POGO entities are morphing into something else so they could stay in the country and continue the scamming activities, he said in a statement. We need a very proactive approach to cancel and eventually send these workers to their country of origin, and we need the entire government machinery to work together to cut the legal basis for these individuals to stay in the Philippines, he added. Gatchalian, who chairs the Senate Committee on Ways and Means, also reminded DOLE to help Filipinos who would be affected by the closure of POGOs to find new and better paying jobs. According to DOLE, legal POGOs currently employ nearly 28,000 Filipinos. This is one of the things that we are worried about, the displacement of Filipino workers, Gatchalian said. So I urge the department to continue with job fairs and other programs for local POGO workers so that the displaced workers will be given meaningful jobs, he added. It is now 6:14 a.m. as we will return with more top of the run headlines right here on koolNews Early Edition. Stay along with us. We will be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Fuji Denso Home and Commercial Appliances, where you get reliable, durable, and energy-saving products. Upgrade your usual appliances of Fuji Denso HV inverter appliances. Fuji Denso, quality above all. Ladies' Choice Chicken and Ham Spread. MX3 Natural Supplements, verified with alpha, beta, and gamma mangosteen. MX3, tunay, natural at original. Pride Powder Detergent. All you need is Pride. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality. ACS. And Delsat TV. Enjoy SD and high definition channels when you subscribe to Delsat TV.
Land Bank is transforming to serve the nation better. Sa digital innovations, mas napabubuti ang inyong pagbabangko saan man kayo 24/7. We bring financial services and solutions to the unbanked and underserved. Naniniwala ang Land Bank na ang bawat Pilipino ay maaaring mamuhay ng matiwasay at magtagumpay. Together we build a brighter future, from countryside to countrywide. Your future, powered by Land Bank. Land Bank is regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and a member of PDIC and Banknet.
Yo, it's the saint himself, Dwight Ramos.
Hey yo, Jeremiah, what are you having?
Alam mo na, yung primera klase.
Primera Light Brandy.
Primera Classic Night. From Spain, award-winning premium blend.
Smooth. Now this is our Primera Classic Brandy. Primera Light Brandy. Dahil Primera Classica.
Drink responsibly.
Kahit always blooming bango sa Surf Fam.
New Surf Fam Fresh and Bloom. May 3 times amoy pawis shield. Kaya,
Kahit always blooming bango sa Surf Fam.
based on lab test and select fabric versus detergent powder only. Surf!
Passes the ball, and wow! That's a slam dunk!
Ma, paglaki ko, gusto kong maging basketball player.
Game! Oh, star rice at gulay kapanak. May star margarine yan.
Ubus ko na. Meron pa po ba, Ma?
Parang basketball player ka na kumain na.
Slam dunk sa sarap eh.
Dagdag sustansya rap with Star Margarine. Tulad ng vitamins A, B, E, and iodine. Star Margarine. Mas abot ang pangarap. Sabayan ng tamang diet and exercise.
Mommy, may aircon na tayo sa CR?
Safeguard Arctic Fresh lang yan, nak. May cooling bango. At patay ang 99.9% of germs sa tested bacteria. Yung ibang sabon, hanggang lamig lang. Ito, may germ protection.
Oh, Mommy, wag na tayo bibili ng iba ha. Dito lang tayo sa Safeguard Arctic Fresh. Shoo away germs. Safeguard Arctic Fresh. Germs off, aircon cool on.
Results may vary.
Protection
Yakult!
with 8 billion live LCS
Yakult!
that may reach the intestines alive.
Yakult!
Helps improve digestion and boost immunity.
Yakult!
With proper diet and exercise,
Yakult! Kaya panalo ka dyan!
Entra na sa Great Taste Greatest Panalo Raffle Promo para sa chance ka magdaog sa over 3 million pesos worth of cash prizes. Magbaka sa Great Taste Premium Classic kag Great Taste White Classic. Magtipon sa mga empty packs kag ihulog ang mga entries sa Dropbox in select stores. Gani, ano pag ginakulat nyo? Entra na! See posters for details. Promo runs from November 1, 2024 to February 28, 2025. DOH FDA CFRR permit number 1115 series of 2024.
Pamaskong padala, ML Kwarta padala. Mula sa M. Lulier, mabilis, madali, maasahan. Kwartang pinagirapan, pinag-ipunan sa M. Lulier. Ang pinagkakaingatan, padalang kinakailangan, labis na inaasahan. Mabilis makakarating sa paroronan. ML Kwarta padala, pamilya padala, padalang galing sa puso.
Hirap magpahinga? May mga gamot para dyan. Pero, relax. Mag-efficacent oil. Sa unang amoy at hagod, ramdam ang ginhawa na trusted by all. Unahin ang trusted ginhawa. Unahin ang efficacent.
Methyl salicylate plus menthol plus camphor is a generic name of efficacent oil. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Vice ganda! And my for Max Saver Sulit Busog Meals.
Huwag nang gumastos ng sobra-sobra pa.
99 pesos na lang, sulit busog ka na.
Ang mabusugera.
Extra rice sa ireramba. Extra
Nakabusog sa crispy chicken fillet meal at crispy chicken fillet ala king meal na may extra rice na. 99 pesos lang in all stores.
Mag-save sulit busog meals, 99 pesos na lang. Ama Busogera.
Te, pabili po ng dalawang Nor Chicken Cubes.
O, eto.
Ha? Isa lang po to ah.
Doble yan.
Ang Nor Cubes ay may doble-doble. Nor Cubes doble. 2 for 10 lang yan. Sulit na sulit. Mapapaulit. Nor Cubes doble pack.
Ang sarap-sarap ng doble-doble with Nor Cubes Doble Pack. 2 cubes for 10 pesos SRP lang.
Also available in pork.
Promo lasts from January 2, 2024 to January 1, 2025 per DOH FDA CRR permit number 1589 series of 2023.
Robust dietary supplement for men. Sabi nila, ang tunay na lalaki, matibay, magaling, at matigas. Samahan mo pa ng Robust. Gawa ito sa Epimedium Extra, L-arginine, Songaria Cynomorium at GABA with proper diet and exercise. Para makasiguro, bumili sa mga Mercury drugstores nationwide. Robust, 75 pesos SRP per tablet lamang. Robust para sa mga kalalakihan. Hatid sa inyo ng ATC Healthcare International Corporation. Mahalagang paalala, ang Robust ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
With Sprite, kayang-kaya mo yan. Cool ka lang, cool ka lang. Steady ka lang munang mag-Sprite ka lang dyan.
Would you like to be the best version of yourself? Then start now. We always got your back when it comes to keeping your skin healthier and glowing. Take care of your skin even more with Glitaflex Soap with Moisture Magnet. An ultra-mild 2-in-1 face and body soap bar. Mini-moisturize ang dry skin. Nililinis ang skin without irritation. Inaalis ang dark spots. At pinapaputi ang skin. Iba ang ganda. Kapag maganda ang skin, start your year right with Glitaflex Soap with Moisture Magnet. Lovable and free.
Happy Puting Pasko from Surf!
Sir, puti-putita.
2 minutes lang, instant puti na. Surf instant bango, surf instant puti.
Based on internal technical tests and cotton after one wash. Results may vary.
Surf puti-putita, buong pamilya ko.
Surf!
Barbie Forteza po. And I believe ang taong sa pera ay wais, ang skin pwede pa rin kuminis. And I thank you, Silka Papaya Lotion. Dahil 750 pesos SRP lang, giving na ang papaya enzymes niya. Affordable skincare, di ba? Kaya kung bet mo ay kutis na lit, sa Silka Papaya Lotion kumapit with regular use. Slay it with the skin na giving. Stay lit with Silka with regular use for only 750 pesos SRP.
Saktong tapang sarap na ang Nescafe Classic dahil pinagsama ang tapang ng dark roast beans at sarap ng light roast beans sa bawat higop. Sarap nga tikman ang Nescafe Classic.
Hello, welcome to the cafe. How can I assist you today, Master?
Vanilla latte and strawberry donuts, please.
Anything else you like? Master?
I'm sorry. I was reading this dedicated magazine page. All of there's random technology in the world and into usual pop culture. You know?
Yes, Master. All of these are available here in the cafe. In the meantime, would you like to listen to on our owner's podcast?
Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to my cafe. Good day everyone. How is your evening so far?
This is Ashley's Cafe. Mondays to Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. and Fridays, 9:30 p.m. Only here on Cool FM.
Long oras na, hangout na!
Makitawa.
Timbang ni Chito sa weight-in laban ni Chito umabot sa 300 kilogram.
Makichismis.
So, ano say mo? Tirik sa Mix Channel. Cheat. Next ka. Isipin kahit
At makigulo tuwing gabi kasama ang Hangout with Mamoy. Hangout with Mamoy. Lunes hanggang Miyerkules, 8 p.m. at 9:30 p.m.
Ito po ang Hangout with Mamon.
Dito lang sa nag-iisang himpilan, Cool FM. You're listening to Cool FM.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Welcome back to Cool News Early Edition. Let's continue with our top headlines. As President Marcos said, he had personally congratulated U.S. President-elect Donald Trump in a very friendly and productive phone call on Tuesday morning, where he expressed his desire to see the Philippine-American alliance enduring under Trump's second term. Marcos said he reminded the incoming Republican president that Filipino Americans overwhelmingly voted for him, and that I am sure he will remember that when we see each other. I was able to talk to him this morning, and the Philippines was in his thoughts. Marcos told reporters in Catanduanes province, where he flew in for an inspection of the damage caused by Super Typhoon Pepito during the weekend. I expressed to him our continuing desire to strengthen the relationship within our two countries, which is a relationship that is as deep as can possibly be because it has been for a very long time, Mr. Marcos said. The call took place a day after Manila and Washington signed an agreement to secure the exchange of highly confidential military intelligence and technology and key weapons the United States would provide to the Philippines. Forged with the outgoing Biden administration, the legally binding General Security of Military Information Agreement was still at the time when the long-time treaty allies have boosted the defense and military engagements, including large-scale joint combat drills, largely in response to China's increasingly aggressive actions in Asia. I plan to meet him as soon as I can. He said he might be back in the White House by the time I can go see him, President Marcos said, referring to Trump, who is scheduled to take his oath as America's 47th president at noon on January 20, 2025. Trump, who is the age of 78, also asked about Marcos' 95-year-old mother and former First Lady Imelda. He is friends with my mother. He knew my mother very well. He asked about her. How's Imelda? I told her that she also sends her greetings, he said. It was a very good call. It was a very friendly call, very productive, and I'm glad that I was able to do it, and I think President Trump was also happy to hear from the Philippines. The conversation, he said, did not touch on Trump's immigration policy, a key issue of his campaign that can potentially affect the Philippine community. We didn't talk about that. It was just a congratulatory call, he said when asked if the subject came up. But of course, our ambassador to Washington, Jose Manuel Romeo Alves, is already working on that. Shortly after Trump emerged victorious over Vice President and Democratic rival Kamala Harris in the November 5 U.S. presidential election, Mr. Marcos said he looked forward to working with Trump on a wide range of issues to further our ties and promote peace, stability, and prosperity across the Indo-Pacific region. The overwhelming support of Filipinos in the United States on your triumphant is a testament to the deep and enduring friendship between our nations. The first and second divisions of the Commission on Elections or COMELEC have disqualified 117 senator aspirants for being nuisance candidates based on the recommendation of the full body's law department. They were declared as nuisance candidates are those without a serious intent to run for election, COMELEC Chair George Garcia told reporters on Tuesday at the sidelines of the National Convention of Election Officers held in Pasay City. Garcia added that of the 117 who have been declared as nuisance candidates, 7 filed motions for reconsideration. They were Felipe Montalvo Jr., a business consultant and law student from Miagao, Iloilo, lawyer Orlando De Guzman from San Carlos City, Balcancehan, entrepreneurs John Rafael Escobar from Quezon City, Fernando Diaz from Pasay City, and Dr. Luther Meniano from Mandaluyong City. Salesperson Roberto Zambrano from Manduque City, Cebu, and electrician carpenter Alexander Encarnacion, who would also try to run for senator in 2019 and for president in 2022. De Guzman and Meniano are nominees of the Partido Federal na Maharlika, while Diaz is running under the Partido Pilipino sa Babago. On the other hand, Montalto, Escobar, Zambrano, and Carnacion are independents. Garcia said the COMELEC and BEP will resolve the motions for consideration by next week to give the aspirants enough time to elevate their cases before the Supreme Court should they wish to do so. According to the COMELEC chief, Luce's petitions against local candidates are targeted for resolution by the end of the month. Garcia earlier said that those declared as Luce's candidates may seek a restraining order from the Supreme Court so that they could still be included in the final list of candidates to be published on December 13 and on the official bullets to be printed in the last week of December. A total of 187 individuals filed certificates of candidacy for the Senate during the filing period in Manila from October 1 to October 8. Of the 187, 66 were approved by the full body as legitimate and valid candidates on October 16. According to Section 69 of the Omnibus Election Code, a nuisance candidate is someone who filed a COC to put the election process in mockery or disrepute or to cause confusion among the voters by the similarity of the names or in other circumstances, which clearly demonstrate that the candidate has no bona fide intention to run for office and to prevent a faithful determination of the true will of the electorate. The Department of Agriculture is considering importing small pelagic fish such as sekat or golongkong and vegetables to ease the impact of consecutive typhoons on local supply. In a news briefing on Tuesday, Agriculture Assistant Secretary Arnold de Mesa said the proposed importation was aimed at preventing a hike in prices and ensure a stable food supply. De Mesa, also the spokesperson, said the agency was studying the proposal to import 8,000 metric tons of small pelagic fish, including sekat, mackerel, moonfish, and bonito, which, if approved, could arrive in the first 2 weeks of December. This would complement the importation of 30,000 metric tons of fish authorized by Agriculture Secretary Francisco Del Lara Jr. early this year to augment the country's stockpile during the temporary fishing ban. Implemented annually, the close fishing season aims to protect target fish species during their peak spawning period and address other concerns such as overfishing and climate change. The Mesa, however, said there was no shortage of fish and vegetable. We want to make sure that we won't encounter any problems later on because first, it's close fishing season. Second, there are a lot of typhoons. We are seeing some problems are to arise, he said. As for vegetables, Joe Laurel instructed the Bureau of Plant Industry and concerned the April on high-value crops to look into the persistent high crop prices of both island and lowland vegetables. In particular, they were tasked with determining the volume, supply, and prevailing prices, and to submit a recommendation to the agriculture chief on possible strategies that could be adopted within the week. The priority is to source vegetables from other vegetable producing areas and regions if that would be enough to temper the prices so that there is no need to import. But if there's a necessity to import, we will do that, the Mesa said. After getting former President Rodrigo Duterte to assume responsibility for his bloody war on drugs, House lawmakers have now shifted their focus toward assisting the police officers affected by his bloody campaign. Chief among the lawmakers' priorities is to increase the budget of the Philippine National Police to cover legal assistance and aid for peace corps, as well as financial support for those who were killed or injured in the line of duty. On Tuesday, the House Committee on Games and Amusement led by Laguna Representative Dan Fernandez staged its first hearing to investigate the criminal and administrative cases filed by police officers who said they really followed the orders of their superiors when they enforced the war on drugs. Also discussed during the meeting was the legal basis of Comment Memorandum Circular number 16-.16, which outlines the strategies and procedures for their anti-illegal drugs operations, remedies for PNP personnel facing criminal and administrative cases, as well as measures to limit the use of deadly force by police. Fernandez said this was part of an effort to strike a balance between hearing out the families of the victims of the war of drugs and the police officers who were promised safety and protection by the administration but now feel deceived. There was promise that they would be protected and cared for by the administration, but unfortunately, according to the records of the PNP, no monetary or legal assistance was done. He noted. As such, we want to push for the inclusion of a special account in the proposed national budget that could be used as aid for our law enforcers who need help, Fernandez added. The Laguna lawmaker earlier highlighted that some officers were unaware that the orders they followed could lead to legal consequences, and many believed they were following lawful directives from Duterte and his police chief and now Senator Bato de la Rosa. PNP Chief General Roman Barbel earlier said there were 1,286 officers affected by the drug war, 312 of them killed and 974 wounded from July 2016 to June 2022. At the same time, at least 214 officers faced 252 criminal cases. This included 2 former police officers who are now facing charges of illegal possession of drugs and firearms after the superiors allegedly framed them in 2016. Former police officers Marco Amario of the Zambales Provincial Office Police and Sonny Reyes of Quezon State Police District Station 11 said their cases were similar to other drug suspects who were accused of drug charges after having evidence planned against them. So regard the notice, Representative Robert H. Barber said around 200 million pesos was allocated to the Department of the Interior and Local Government, of which the BNP is an attached agency this year to assist police officers and tackle in legal issues. However, PNP spokesperson Juan Farchado stressed that this was not enough to cover all the police officers who are facing service-related cases. If you are indeed serious in helping the PNP, we need to increase the PNP's budget so that our officers don't hesitate in the line of duty, Barber said. Barber had earlier noted that many officers are struggling financially due to legal fees. Farchado also clarified that legal assistance provisions are limited to service-related charges, and any offenses committed by a police officer outside the line of duty are not covered under the proposed assistance. If a certain police officer will be charged for a certain offense because of his own doing, meaning not in the actual performance of his duty, this is not covered, she pointed out. Many of these folks are assisted by the Office of the Solicitor General but have problems paying off their legal fees. During the House Code Committee hearing last November 13, Duterte admitted he was not aware that there were hundreds of police officers currently facing legal consequences for implementing his war on drugs. He had also promised to put up 1 million pesos from his personal money to help support police officers in their cases and even made an ambitious commitment to serve as their legal counsel, over which lawmakers expressed skepticism. Fernandez also called out the PNP's Internal Affairs Service to review cases against police officers and to validate if the charges filed against them were indeed committed by them. Visayas Oriental Representative Viceni Imondo meanwhile suggests additional funding for the IAS, which investigates alleged earring for police officers. Imondo also recommended that the IAS be made into an independent agency and not under the PNP, and that IAS funding should not be subject to the approval of the PNP chief. Groups opposed to the so-called commercialization of the University of the Philippines Diliman campus in Quezon City staged a protest during the opening of a supermarket at the Dili Mall on Monday, even as UP President Angelo Jimenez said the establishment would benefit the community. The Dili Mall is located on the former site of the UP Shopping Center, which burned down in 2018. The protesters included the UP Not For Sale Network, other multi-sectoral groups, and former Supreme Court attendants. One of whom called out Jimenez for not honoring articles for a memorandum of agreement between them and the university. Under the agreement, also SC attendance must be prioritized by the UB administration if it decides to replace the old shopping center with the proposed two-story Dili Mall. They also have first rights to stalls and a 20% discount in rental fees in their first 5 years of occupancy. The stall holder told Jimenez that although the discount was honored, the agreement to place them on the first or second floors was not. You will place us on the third floor while we have large machines to operate and carry. Why is that? And we have been asking for a meeting with you. This is my first time to meet you, she told the UB president. Jimenez, however, pointed out that Dili Mall was almost in completion when he became UP president. He also told the protesting groups he would always be open to a dialogue with them. In a statement to the inquiry, UP system said in order the 2004 agreement with stallholders, particularly the 20% rent discount and 5-year freeze on rental fees. As for concerns about photocopying services being placed on the third floor, it said the mall made sure to provide convenience features like escalators and elevators, including a service elevator for attendant requirements. It even likened the setup to other shopping malls which have their heavy-duty photocopying services on upper floors. And U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin III said on Tuesday that Washington's support for the Philippines would continue even with the change of administration in the United States. In a joint news briefing with Defense Secretary Gilberto Delgado Jr. at the military's Western Command headquarters in Princesa City, Palawan, Austin said there was bipartisan support in the United States for Manila and Washington's alliance. And the strength of our alliance, I think, will transcend change in the administration going forward, Austin said. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump will be sworn into office on January 2025. In the same briefing, Austin reiterated Washington's commitment to Manila that the mutual defense treaty between them covers armed attacks against Filipino troops in the heavily disputed South China Sea, sorry about that one, which Beijing claims almost in its entirety. He also cited Beijing's dangerous and escalating actions to assert its expensive claims in the South China Sea. It is now 6:42 a.m. as we will continue with our top of the run headlines right here on koolNews Early Edition. So stick around with us. We will be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by McDonald's, featuring their McSavers Sulit Busog meals, starting at 99 pesos in all stores nationwide. Prices may vary. Surf Bar and Fabric Conditioner. Fuji Denso Home and Commercial Appliances, where you get reliable, durable, and energy-saving products. Upgrade your usual appliances of Fuji Denso HV Inverter Appliances. Fuji Denso, quality above all. Jor Ace Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Star Wax Floor Wax with waterproof formula. Long-lasting shine. Star Wax Floor Wax. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality. ACS. And DLX Karaoke. Ang tunay na karaoke ng bayan. You're listening to Cool FM.
#1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide ba?
Fofo, I think we really need to buy a chest freezer for the meat ng samgyup business natin.
Oo nga eh. Pero ano bang magandang chest freezer na bilhin?
Siyempre naman, Dowell. Sa Dowell Inverter Chest Freezer, meron na siyang dual function. Chiller and freezer at the same time. Tapos inverter pa, kaya matipid sa kuryente. Son ka pa?
Talagang pang your business edge ang Dowell, no? Tara G, let's buy one from the nearest store.
Get your Dowell Inverter Chest Freezer in stores near you.
And join the switch to Dowell Inverter Series.
Dowell, Dowell, Dowell.
This is Mikael Daez.
And this is Megan Young for
Dowell, bring goodness to life.
Hi! Christine Hermosa po ito. Ang family soap namin, di mahal. Pero ang nakukuha namin, priceless. Hi, Christine! Looking younger every day ah. Fresh. Laging blooming. Ang kinis. Grabe, kaya lalong in love sa'yo si Oyo eh. Ganyan pag ang kutis, alaga. Kitang-kita ang ganda. Silk Papaya Soap with regular use. Sa 65 grams, 18 pesos lang na SRP, achieve mo ang kutis alaganda, Christine Hermosa with regular use. Bili na!
Hello?
Hello, Tay. Kumusta na po kayo?
Ito, okay lang kami, anak.
Namimiss ko na kayo eh.
Kami nga rin, anak. Namimiss ka na namin ng nanay mo.
Alagaan ninyo ang inyong mga sarili, ha?
Oo naman. Haba, kami pa. Eto nga, ako ngayon nagkakarpintero eh.
Ha? Pati ba naman yan ginagawa nyo pa?
Wala ito, anak. Nagpapapawis lang naman eh.
Tay, gusto ko pagdating ko dyan, masaya tayong lahat.
Abay, oo naman.
Oo nga pala, huwag niyong kalilimutan. Dapat araw-araw kayong mag-vitamin C, ha? Yung Mark C.
Oo naman, anak. Oo, yung Mark C.
Sige po, Tay. Bye-bye. Mag-Mark C, ha?
Okay, anak. Ingat ka dyan. Maraming salamat. Bye! Mag-Mark C araw-araw para always kang healthy. Ang Mark C ay mabibili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan, botika at drugstores dito sa inyong lugar. Ascorbic acid plus zinc is the generic name of Mark C.
Get PLDT Home Amiol for a chance to win 1 million pesos. See website for details. Promo runs from August 1 to October 31, 2024. Per DTI FTEB number 199284, series of 2024. Get PLDT Home Amiol for a chance to win 1 million pesos. See website for details. Promo runs from August 1 to October 31, 2024. Per DTI FTEB number 199284, series of 2024.
Life refreshingly sweet with Miguel flavored beer. Minsan sabaw na feeling. Call someone sweet and refreshing. Life refreshingly sweet with Miguel flavored beer. Oh, let's bang araw at ang feeling ay sad. We don't like that. Any friends you can refresh, so enjoy lahat. We all like that.
Maria's here. Make life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Available in apple, lemon, and lychee. Drink responsibly.
Si Vic Soto po ito. Alam nyo ba, kahit saan ako magpunta sa mundo, ang tanging tinatanggap na premium quality elastomeric paint ay yung gawa sa 100% acrylic. Hindi namumulbos, di basta kumukupas ang kulay, pangmatagalan. Para sa akin, yan ang gold standard. Kaya sa pagbili ng elastomeric paint, siguraduhin yung may tatak na 100% acrylic. Hanapin ang Davis Sun and Rain 100% acrylic elastomeric paint. Basta pintura, hanapin ang tatak Davis.
Mas matindi na ang init at ulan ngayon, kaya dapat Elastosil na with Solasomer 3X formula. UV resistant, puno na flexible premium polymers. Matibay, 3 times na tumatagal versus competing brand. Tag-init o tag-ulan, Elastosil mo yan. Pioneer, do it right.
Hindi birong maging isang ina. Dapat hands-on ka sa maraming bagay, lalo na sa mga iniinom na gamot. Dapat ready ka. Kaya kapag may sakit sa pamilya ko, gaya ng sakit ng ulo, sakit sa katawan na may kasamang lagnat dulot ng sipon, allergic rhinitis o sinusitis, Simdex D ang ipinapainom ko. Gamot laban sa sintomas ng trangkaso. Simdex D is available in Mercury Drug Stores and other drug stores near you. Phenylpropanolamine hydrochloride chlorpheniramine malate paracetamol is the generic name of Simdex D. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Also available Simdex D Syrup for kids and Simdex D Forte for adults.
Babala sa publiko. Pinababatid ng National Telecommunications Commission o NTC sa publiko na may natatanggap itong mga ulat tungkol sa mga taong nagpapanggap di umano na tauhan o empleyado ng NTC. Ayon sa ilang ulat na natatanggap ng NTC Consumer Welfare and Protection Division, ang mga scammer ay tumatawag sa biktima at tatakutin na ang numero nito ay sangkot sa isang scam. Ang nasabing biktima ay hihikayatin na magbigay ng pera upang hindi na masampahan ng kasong kriminal at matanggal sa listahan ng mga nang-i-scam ang numero nito. Madiin ay pinapaalahanan ng NTC ang publiko na ibayong mag-ingat mula sa ganitong uri ng modus. Ito ay isang uri din ng scam at hindi lehitimo ang mga tawag na ito. Kung may impormasyon sa ganitong uri ng scam, maaaring ipaalam sa NTC upang magawan agad ng karampatang aksyon. Pagbigay alam ang ganito o iba pang uri ng mga scam sa mga susunod na opisyal na mekanismo ng NTC. Complaint links sa www.ntc.gov.ph. Pag-email sa contratextcam@ntc.gov.ph. consumer@ntc.gov.ph. Pagtawag sa 1682 24/7 consumer hotline at mga numero 892-044-64, 892-677-22, and 892-13251 mula 8 a.m. hanggang 5 p.m. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Nagpapasalamat ang NTC sa mga miyembro ng publiko na nagpabatid tungkol sa nasabing uri ng panloloko.
Protection
Yakult!
with 8 billion live LCS
Yakult!
that may reach the intestines alive.
Yakult!
Helps improve digestion and boost immunity.
Yakult!
With proper diet and exercise.
Yakult!
Kaya panalo ka dyan.
Looking for home appliances that will satisfy your novel experience? Hisense Philippines Incorporated, maker of Hisense, a global brand leader in household appliances dedicated to enhancing consumers' everyday lives in partnership with Magic Appliance. Present Hisense Station 2024. Hisense Station 2024. It's an exclusive Magic Appliance sensational price down offers and big saving deals that surely you wouldn't miss. Hisense Station 2024 proudly introduces Hisense home appliances to every Kasamak home, such as refrigerators, air conditioners, and washing machines. Now available at Magic Appliance stores at very affordable prices. Get your Hisense home appliances now at Magic Appliance Hisense Station 2024 from October 15 to November 30, 2024 only. Hisense Station 2024 is exclusively brought to you by Hisense Philippines Incorporated and Magic Appliance. Magaandang buhay! Hisense Station 2024 per DTI Fair Trade Permit Number R1-141 and R1-142 Series of 2024.
Ano man ang sitwasyon ng buhay mo, kasama ang Cool FM.
It's alright.
Love knows no boundaries. Kasama si DJ Mamon.
By the time you
Sa Mamon's Music Hangout. Thursdays, 9:30 p.m. All your favorite old love songs, straight from the heart. Together with Dream Car, the announcer, on Siesta Musica. Saturdays, 2 p.m.
don't you notice how I
Makinig lang sa inyong mga favorite jazz music sa Easy Jazz. Sundays, 12:30 p.m.
you and awkward silence.
Go back in time through the night sa The Classic Hits. Weeknights, daily. Lahat ng yan ay nandito sa Cool FM. Ang iyong himpilan, ang iyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. All your Asian favorites. Kasama ka namin dyan. All your favorite anime songs with 100% SM with Carol. Weekends, 11 a.m.
You know then it's about your baby.
Paboritong K-pop music? Nandito lahat yan sa K-Music with Lisa Mangubat. Weekends, 4:30 p.m.
Bring the pain like just stop, crank, run 'em, just stop, crank, run 'em, just stop, crank, run 'em, get 'em, get 'em, get 'em. You say I wanna dance, the music's got me going nuts.
Kasama ka namin dito sa Cool FM. Ang iyong himpilan, ang iyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. You're listening to Cool FM.
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Welcome back to Cool News Early Edition. It is now 6:54 a.m. 6 minutes before we approach the 7 a.m. hour. All right, so let's continue with our top round headlines. President Marcos has designated Victor Alfonso Lincoln, a financial executive and businessman, as an acting member of the Social Security Commission. In post on its Facebook and Instagram accounts on Tuesday, the Presidential Communications Office said Lim Lingan would represent the employees group in the SSC under the Department of Finance. The SSC manages the Social Security system. Lim Lingan is the managing director of Regina Capital, a leading brokerage that oversees Q, a licensed alternative trading system. The palace also formally announced the designation of Associate Justice Fernanda Farlota as the new Court of Appeals presiding justice. The wife of retired Chief Justice Diosdado Perlata, she has been the appellate court's active presiding justice since last year. Large amounts of assistance have started to arrive in Catanduanes in the aftermath of Saturday's Super Typhoon Pepito that devastated the province. Along with the presidential aid of 50 million pesos and food and material assistance from government agencies led by the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the province of Albay and Sorsogon also sent teams starting on Tuesday to Catanduanes, bringing with them trucks full of food, housing materials, medical and other basic supplies, and water fuel station machine to assist the province displaced residents. President Marcos, who visited the province, turned over a 50 million pesos check to Governor Joseph Chua following an aerial inspection of the capital town Virac on Tuesday afternoon. He also observed the distribution of relief aid to displaced residents and assured them that the government will continue to send food packs as well as cash assistance and construction materials to rebuild their damaged homes. There would be no deadline set for the distribution of food packs. The president assured the displaced residents housed in the government shelters or those temporarily living with relatives. The government will also help typhoon victims in preparing or rebuilding their damaged or destroyed houses by giving cash assistance and construction materials, Marcos added. We will also focus on reconstruction. It's not yet here, but we will also distribute building materials like roofing sheets, lumber, even hammers and nails so that you can somehow begin repairing your homes, the president said. The government will also fast-track the repairs of government buildings and infrastructure so that public services will go unimpaired. The biggest problem is the agriculture damage. Catanduanes is the center of alpaca production, and many alpaca crops were destroyed. So we have to study on how we can replant quickly, he said in an interview with reporters after a situation briefing at the Catanduanes provincial capital. The president also assured that the government will prioritize the restoration of telecommunication and power lines to restore the province to normalcy. Based on the initial assessment by the Catanduanes Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, Papito left over 4,000 houses destroyed and 2,000 damaged, mostly in the town of Panganiban, where Pepito made its first landfall on Saturday, packing winds of up to 295 km per hour and gusts of up to 350 km per hour. Hua said he was grateful the typhoon left no casualties in his province. Thank God everyone is safe. The good news is that there were no reported deaths as Pepito bothered the province, he said in a phone interview on Tuesday. The governor attributed this achievement to a close coordination among his province local governments, disaster response teams, uniformed personnel, and the cooperation of residents who followed preemptive and forced evacuation orders in high-risk areas. As of Tuesday, over 8,178 families, or 27,001 people, remain in various evacuation centers in the province. We greatly appreciate any form of aid from everyone. We are also appealing to electrical operatives and companies to help us restore power lines as soon as possible to ease the burden on our people, Chua added. Norman Larurio, the SWD director in Bicol, said food assistance from the agency was sent Tuesday to Catanduanes. Social Welfare Secretary Rex Cachilin earlier announced that 45,000 packs will be delivered this week to support affected families in the province. The Center for Health Development of the Department of Health in Bicol has also deployed medical teams to the province. Sorsogon sent its first batch of Tapangkan Sorsoganon team to Catanduanes on Tuesday to help in ground zero towns of Panginiban, Viga, Paramanok, Gimoto, Bandan, and Caramoan, according to Raden Imaano, Chief of Sorsogon's BDRRMO. Sorsogon Governor Edwin Hamar told reporters Sunday that they prioritized housing materials, including 10,000 coconut lumber blocks, in consideration to the widespread damage to the houses in the area. The province doctor to the barrios were also deployed along with its mobile medical clinics to provide aid to typhoon victims. Albay, meanwhile, is donating 1 million pesos to the provincial government of Catanduanes, which will be handed to the province officials when the Albay contingent arrive on the island on Friday. The impact of Super Typhoon Pepito has been devastating, and we understand the immense challenges faced by our neighbor in Catanduanes. This donation reflects our collective responsibility to help them rebuild and recover, Albay Governor Jelanta on Bongao said in a statement Monday. To address the urgent need for clean water, the Albay contingent will bring along a water filtration machine and a lorry to supply potable water to residents in Catanduanes, where access to safe drinking water has been severely disrupted by the typhoon. Albay's health office will also deploy on Friday a team of doctors, nurses, and counselors to assist affected Catanduanes residents with both their physical and mental health needs, the statement said. It is now 7:01 a.m. as we are about to approach the 7 a.m. of the newscast. You are listening and watching koolNews Early Edition.
Live from Cool Studios, this is koolNews Early Edition.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us to start your top override headlines for the day, a fellow good morning, and you are listening right now, right here on koolNews Early Edition. My name is Caro, and we will be here up to 9 a.m. A 1 million peso reward has been offered Tuesday to anyone who can provide information that could help authorities identify and arrest the perpetrators in the killing of Jose Osorio, and aspiring for Vice Mayor of Tantangan Town of South Cotabato in next year's midterm election. I hope this will help fast-track the investigation so justice will be served for Osorio, said South Cotabato Representative Peter Miguel, who offered the cash reward. Osorio was found dead in the pool of blood in the kitchen of his house on Monday. A special investigation task force was formed Monday by the police to identify not just the perpetrators, but also to unmask the brains behind the attack, said Police Colonel Samuel Kadungkon, the provincial police director. According to his relatives, Osorio, 58, had no known enemies, Kadungkon noted. Citing an initial investigation, he also said that the victims had not received any death threat prior to his murder. Osorio filed his certificate of candidacy last month under the Lakas CMT party in tandem with former Mayor Benjamin Figueroa. Both are under the state of Miguel, who is seeking re-election. Police were looking at personal grudge or the upcoming electoral fight as possible motives for the killing of Osorio, who was believed to have been attacked on Sunday night but whose body was discovered early Monday morning. Investigators cited an autopsy report that estimated Osorio's death at 10 p.m. on Sunday. Kadungkon said Osorio's wife and house help told investigators they had not heard any gunfire around 10 p.m. on Sunday. 6 empty shells of a .145 caliber pistol were found in the crime scene, and investigators noted that Osorio's mobile phone was missing. Osorio was a former village chief of Barangay Bugay, Baguet. He served for 3 terms. The unauthorized deduction on balances of some GCash users in early November was triggered by an internal glitch and not by hackers. This was according to Senator Sherwin Kajilian, who was speaking on behalf of the Department of Information and Communications Technology as budget sponsor of the agency. The matter was tackled during the Senate's marathon plenary debates early Wednesday on the proposed 2025 funds of the DICT and its attached agency. How could the ICT confirm if the unauthorized deductions were really caused by reconciliation errors and not, as others were suspecting, by hackers or malicious actors, as Senator recently verbs? Prior to this, GSI, the company that operates Gcash, already denied the incidents were caused by hackers or other malicious actors and attributed the unauthorized deductions to errors in its ongoing system reconciliation process. Chile, for his part, said the DICT already investigated the matter in coordination with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Based on the briefing that I got regarding this matter, the incident with Gcash is not caused by external factors. It was caused by internal glitch on the software and has been the result of the investigation. From what I understand, Gcash is already rectifying the issue, said Cachillion. At this point, Hontiveros asked whether the DICT's investigation was already final and if they were satisfied with their findings. According to Cachillion, the investigation is final and it's the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas decides to call on the DICT for additional technical investigation. But as far as the investigation goes, it's an internal glitch or an internal error that created the issue with Gcash. The good thing is that the DICT did not detect any external hacking that was so it's not incumbent upon Gcash to rectify the system, he emphasized. The Senate early Wednesday morning finished its marathon plenary deliberations on the proposed 2025 national budget. The chamber's plenary session lasted for 30 hours, ending exactly at 3:52 a.m. On the last day of the deliberations, senators tackled the proposed funds of the following agencies: Department of Social Welfare and Development, Department of Trade and Industry, Department of Information and Technology, Department of Public Works and Highways, Department of Health, state universities and colleges, budgetary support to government corporations, the Philippines Development Authority, Commission on Higher Education, and other executive offices. Among the highlights of the two-week plenary deliberations include the Senate's retention of the proposed 733 million pesos budget of the Office of the Vice President as approved by the House of Representatives in its 2025 General Appropriations Bill. The upper chamber likewise recommended the deletion of the controversial Ayuda sa Kapos ang Kita program in the 2025 national funding. Apart from these, senators have likewise agreed to remove more than 50 billion pesos worth of some increases in the proposed funding for the National Irrigation Administration for 2025. Senators said earlier, Senate President Cheese Escudero said they need to transmit the consolidated measure on the 2025 funding to the Palace for the President's approval before the Senate once again goes on break. We are expecting that the budget will get approved at least the second week of December, or at the earliest, the first week of December, he told reporters said. The proposed 2024 national budget is 10.1% higher than the current national budget of 5.768 trillion pesos, as the Department of Budget and Management had also earlier projected. Senator Rizal Hontiveros reflect on Wednesday the alarming trend of emerging guerrilla scam operations allegedly taking over the presence of illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators in the country. Hontiveros, during the Senate's marathon plenary debates on the proposed 2025 funding of the Department of Information and Communications and Technology, brought up the matter. In her interpellations, she particularly asked Senator Sherwin Cachillion, who was speaking on behalf of the ICT as the agency's budget sponsor, how they intend to address this supposed threat. Following the welcome declaration of the President banning POGOs, our law enforcement officers have found an alarming trend that instead of using POGOs as regulatory cover, guerrilla scam operators are now emerging, perhaps even harder to detect. Ano pong magagawa ng Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center para i-address ito? Asked Hontiveros. For his part, Cachillion reported that the CICC has managed to apprehend a total of 11 scam hubs, both legal and illegal, that are linked to these operations. And this is in cooperation with various law enforcement agencies such as Philippine National Police and National Bureau of Investigation, and they have the technology to also detect scan hubs in the country, and they also have the hotline where that people can call this type of scamming operation, said Julia. The DICT, however, opted not to disclose its methodology in order to detect such operations. Instead, they asked for an executive session to fully tackle the matter. President Bobo Marcos, during his third State of the Nation address in July, ordered the ban of all POGOs in the Philippines. He then subsequently ordered POGO to wind down and cease the operations of these cars by the end of the year. It is now 7:11 a.m. as we will continue with our top of the round headlines right here on koolNews Early Edition. So stay along with us, we will be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by MX3 Natural Supplements, verified with alpha, beta, and gamma mangosteen. MX3, tunay, natural at original. Your Ace Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. People's Bank, equal banking for the Filipino people. People's Bank of the Philippines is a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Surf Bar and Fabric Conditioner. Fuji Denso Home and Commercial Appliances, where you get reliable, durable, and energy-saving products. Upgrade your usual appliances of Fuji Denso HV inverter appliances. Fuji Denso, quality above all. And Musicultura Heritage Foundation Center, a museum of all fan-made multimedia and Philippine history. Visit us today at Greenbelt, Makati City from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Musicultura, a non-profit joint venture project of Able Media and TVH Group of Networks Incorporated.
Donnie Pangilinan here. With Anthony. Dad, what's your love language? Connecting eye to eye. Eh pag lumabo mata? EO!
EO Executive Optical. Expert eye care. State-of-the-art facilities.
Eye to eye. You mean titig-tilig? Yun! EO Executive Optical. Love your eyes, guys!
Safeguard Arctic Fresh lang yan, nak. May cooling bango. At patay ang 99.9% of germs sa tested bacteria. Yung ibang sabon, hanggang lamig lang. Ito, may germ protection.
Oh, Mommy, wag na tayo bibili ng iba, ha? Dito lang tayo sa Safeguard Arctic Fresh. Shoo away germs. Safeguard Arctic Fresh. Germs off, air can cool on.
Results may vary.
Welcome Christmas home with holiday cheer. Head to SM Home and shop from our merry selection of delightful decor. From classic Christmas trees to sparkly ornaments, we've got what you need this holiday season at SM Home.
Tuhod. Siko. Baywa. Pag laging pasan ang sakit sa kasukasuan, sign na yan ng arthritis o joint deterioration. Karaniwan kapag nagkakaedad na. Kailangan ng tibay at ginhawang makakapitan. Kaya ng artrisin yan. May undenatured type 2 collagen at methylsulfonyl methane na maaaring makatulong protektahan ang kalusugan ng kasukasuan. Make the right move. Uminom ng artrisin araw-araw. Nabibili ang artrisin sa mga leading drugstores nationwide. Mahalagang paalala, ang artrisin ay hindi gamot at hindi maaaring gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Sa bawat unos, may kalakip na pag-asa. Sa bawat pagsubok, may bagong simula. Para sa mga SMEs, kooperatiba, korporasyon o power utility na apektado ng sakuna, naririto ang Land Bank Cares Plus program para sa inyo. Layunin ng Land Bank na matulungan kayong makaangat at makabalik sa normal ang inyong business operations upang matulungan ang inyong komunidad na makaahon. Ang Land Bank Cares Plus Lending Program ay maaasahang suporta para sa inyong muling pag-angat. For more details, visit the Land Bank Lending Center near you or call 02-8405-700 or visit www.landbank.com. Your future powered by Land Bank.
Hirap magpahinga? May mga gamot para dyan. Pero, relax. Mag-efficacent oil. Sa unang amoy at hagod, ramdam ang ginhawa na trusted by all. Unahin ang trusted ginhawa. Unahin ang efficacent.
Methyl salicylate plus menthol plus camphor is a generic name of efficacent oil. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
B-I-N-I-B-I-N-I-B-D!
Worried about ponytail dents, tangles, and frizz? Use Sunsilk Smooth and Manageable every day for 5 times smoother, fragrant hair versus non-conditioning shampoo. Para
Barbie, pinapahid mo na naman yung Silka Lotion. Anong meron dyan?
Girl, may papaya enzymes and NutriBlend complex to.
Taray, may papaya. Tinola ka, girl.
Ay, sis, ang Silka may Vita-Absorb technology at SPF 6 din.
SPF, Super Papaya Fruit.
Sun protection factor kasi, friend. Kahit under the sun, skin ay lit with regular use.
Wow, slay it.
Slay it with a skin na gimmick. Stay lit with Silka with regular use for only 750 pesos SRP.
Life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Minsan sabaw na feeling. Call someone sweet and refreshing. Life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Oh, let's bang araw at ang feeling ay sad. We don't like that. With your friends you can refresh, so enjoy lahat. We all like that.
Mary's here. Make life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Available in apple, lemon, and lychee. Drink responsibly.
With Sprite, kayang-kaya mo yan. Cool ka lang. Steady ka lang muna, mag-Sprite ka lang dyan.
Nay, alira good nay, nagpalit kong kape ba? Lami kay ni Tilawi, ra good ni Nay. Ang sama na nga kape, Magnum si? Ay Nay, dili ni Magnum si Nay, pero mas lami ni siya ato Nay. Bahala nagmamatay ko basta kay Magnum si lang jud ako. Kahit karon ayaw kong dalian ang imong kape. Bisan pag mamatay ko, Magnum si ra jud akong imnon. Kasabot ka?
Di na yun mapungan ang pagsalig sa katauhan sa Magnum C. The most trusted by seniors. Laging healthy sa Magnum C.
Hindi birong maging isang ina. Dapat hands-on ka sa maraming bagay, lalo na sa mga iniinom na gamot. Dapat ready ka. Kaya kapag may sakit sa pamilya ko, gaya ng sakit ng ulo, sakit sa katawan na may kasamang lagnat dulot ng sipon, allergic rhinitis o sinusitis, Simdex D ang ipinapainom ko. Gamot laban sa sintomas ng trangkaso. Simdex D is available in Mercury Drug Stores and other drug stores near you. Phenylpropanolamine hydrochloride chlorpheniramine malate paracetamol is the generic name of Simdex D. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Also available Simdex D Syrup for kids and Simdex D Forte for adults.
Tek, pabili po ng 2 Nor Chicken Cubes.
O, eto.
Ha? Isa lang po to ah.
Doble yan. Ang Nor Cubes ay may doble. Nor Cubes doble. 2 Forte lang yan. Sulit na sulit. Mapapaulit. Nor Cubes doble pack. Ang sarap-sarap ng doble-doble with Nor Cubes doble pack. 2 cubes for 10 pesos SRP lang.
Also available in pork.
Promo lasts from January 2, 2024 to January 1, 2025 per DOH FDA CRR permit number 1589 series of 2023.
Pare, alam mo ba pag may diabetes, humihina ang immune system. Kaya sabi ng mga pro, araw-araw mag-immune pro.
The only one with Zinc Plus technology. Kaya buo ang vitamin C at zinc at most prescribed by doctors. Tulungang palakasin ang immune system with proper diet and exercise. Magtiwala sa Pro. Immune Pro.
Unilab yan.
Sodium ascorbate plus zinc is the generic name of Immune Pro. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor. Mas matindi na ang init at ulan ngayon. Kaya dapat Elastosil na with Solasomer 3X formula. UV resistant, puno na flexible premium polymers. Matibay, 3 times sa tumatagal. Versus competing brand. Tag-init o tag-ulan, Elastosil mo yan. Pioneer, do it right.
Happy puting Pasko from Sir!
Sir Puti-Putita. 2 minutes lang, instant puti na. Sir Instant Bango. Sir Instant Puti.
Based on internal technical tests and cotton after 1 wash. Results may vary.
Sir Puti-Putita. Buong pamilya ko.
Sir!
Iwasan
ng mahabang pila. Ang pandaraya sa buwis, bayan ang maghihinagpis. Tamang buwis ay bayaran sa ikaunlad ng bayan. Lahat tayo ay magtulong-tulong. Paghingi ng resibo ay isulong. Iwasan makandado. Magbayad ng wasto. Sa BIR magparehistro bago magnegosyo para hindi makalaboso. Magbayad ng maaga.
Isang public service announcement mula po sa 101.3 Radyo natin Ujongan at BIR RDO number 35 Romblon.
Ang paboritong evening tambayan ng bawat kalamaw. Napapakinggan at napapanood pa sa radyo.
Sa bagong oras dito na 9:30 p.m. Tuloy pa rin ang saya.
Ito ang with Master Jail.
Tuwing Sabado dito lang sa Cool FM.
Music ba hanap mo? Nandito lahat yan sa Cool FM.
Station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Feel Good Mornings with Cairo. Weekdays 10 a.m. Rock Weekdays with G-Day-G, 4:30 p.m. Pop Fridays with Lisa Maupat, 7:30 p.m. Tambayan ni Chit-Chit, Saturdays, 7:30 p.m. Disco Flashback, Sundays at 2 p.m. Poppin' Rappin' Sundays with The Computer Parts, Sundays, 9:30 p.m. Lahat ng yan ay nandito sa Cool FM, ang inyong himpilan, ang inyong tahanan, number 1 sa Mega Manila. You're listening to Cool FM,
Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
nationwide pa.
Welcome back to Cool News Early Edition. It is now 7:22 a.m. Continuing with our headlines, a third interest rate cut and the existing easing costs are both on the table of the Banco Central ng Pilipinas in December. Although Governor Ali Ramon Jr.'s central bank is still on easing mode. Or still in the easing cycle. Either we cut in December or we cut in the next meeting. But gradually, Ramon to reporters on the sidelines of a dialogue hosted by the BSP and the International Monetary Fund on Tuesday. But should the policy-making monetary board unleash a third rate reduction at its meeting on December 19, Ramula said a quarter-point cut would be the appropriate size of adjustment, not just for next month, but also for future easing moves of the central bank in 2025. Overall, the BSP said 12 rate cuts worth 100 basis points are possible next year. There could be more rate cuts, there could be less, but that's in the ballpark, he added. Ramola's clear signal of continued relaxation of monetary policy marked his first public comments since Donald Trump's victory in the U.S. presidential elections. Already, Trump's tried to start a global trade war is driving safe haven demand for dollars and expectations for U.S. Federal Reserve cuts, pressuring currencies like the Philippine peso. The peso is currently trading past the 56 to 58 per dollar assumption of the White House administration for this year, with the Trump's election win fueling more volatility that's pulling the local unit close to the record low of 59. That said, some analysts believe that the BSP might have to slam the brakes on its interest rate cuts should the peso remain under pressure. Simply put, hitting pause on easing might temper capital outflows that could further weaken the local currency. The central bank entered its easing era last August with a 25 basis points reduction to the benchmark rate. In October, the BSP further trimmed the policy interest rate by a quarter point to its current level of 6%. For now, Remolona said he's not worried about the peso's weakness, adding that the BSP have been intervening in the foreign exchange market in small amounts to prevent a sharp slump that could stoke inflation. The BSP boss also believes that the weaker than expected economic expansion in the third quarter was just an aberration. Inflation, he added, would remain within the 2 to 4% target range of the central bank for November, despite the onslaught of powerful typhoons. I think the economic growth will bounce back in the fourth quarter, Remolona said. Business name registrations and renewals filed at the Department of Trade and Industry saw to a record high in mid-November, surpassing the 1 million mark as retail business continued to make up the largest portion of filings. The DTI data showed that there were 1.001 million filings, up from January to November 17, surpassing the full year figure of 984,330 in 2023. Of the total so far this year, 886,203 or 88.5% were new registrations, while the remaining 115,003 were renewals. In early October, Trade Undersecretary Billy Sila in Lantayona told the Inquirer that the business name registrations have been on a consistent increase. Given this positive trend and on our ongoing efforts, we are optimistic that we will surpass the highest number of registrations recorded last year, she said. So for comment on the trend, Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation, RCBC Chief Economist Michael Ricalfort told the Inquirer that the growth could be a reflection of the lifting of COVID-related restrictions. He noted that it has been more than a year since the government lifted the state of public health emergency. Ricalfort said that this supported the recovery of many businesses and industries, especially those hit hard by the pandemic, such as tourism, service, and retail, among others. Businesses engaged in the wholesale and retail trade, many of which are small neighborhood shops or service stores, as well as the repair of motor vehicles, made up 54.92% of the total, with 549,881 new registrations and renewals. In 2023, the full year number was at 515,076, indicating that it has grown by 6.8% so far this year. The improvement, especially on retail and customer-related businesses and industries, may also reflect the fact that local employment data since late last year improved to the best level in nearly 20 years, said Ricalfort. Meanwhile, the accommodation and food service category followed at a distance with 140,412 filings, while manufacturing and real estate had 56,855 and 49,521 respectively. Other top categories include transportation and storage with 40,776, the other service activities category with 37,637, and administrative and support with 37,501. In terms of regional dispersion, Region 4A continued to lead with the highest number of registrations of 190,211, which is 19% or nearly a fifth of the total. The National Capital Region came in second with a 16.67% share of 166,831. The top five are Region 3 with 133,832, Region 6 with 67,679, and Region 7 with 62,169. Completing the outer half in the top 10 are Region 1 with 4,497, Region 11 with 40,498, Region 2 with 36,599, Region 10 with 36,474, and Region 5 with 34,526. The DTI began the full implementation of its online business name registration process in 2023 in a bid to streamline their listing process. Businesses can apply online through the DTI's business name registration services website at bnrs.dti.gov.ph or by going to diverse DTS negotiation centers across the country. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index is seen to reach 8,000 level next year as projected cuts on interest rates might spark a buying speed in the local market, according to Unicapital Securities Incorporated. Wendy Estacio Cruz, ang Unicapital Head of Research, told the quarter on Tuesday they were anticipating a reduction of 25 basis points in the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas key policy rate before the year ends, as well as another 50 basis points next year. The BSP's benchmark rate stands at 6% of the demand report, slashed by a quarter percentage point in its October meeting, and suggested that another 25 basis points cut in summer was a possibility amid softening inflation. The rate of change in prices of goods that an average Filipino household usually purchases hit a 4-year low and of 1.9% year-on-year in September. For the full year, the BSP's goal is to shepherd inflation within the range of 2% to 4% this year. While Unicapital is bullish on its market outlook, Estacio Cruz warned that returning U.S. President Donald Trump's protectionist policy could put a strain on American companies that outsource work processes from offshore service providers and instead keep their business status stateside. Estacio Cruz said that as a result, this might affect the company property sector, especially players that host business process outsourcing firms. Nevertheless, she expressed optimism with regard to the logistics, construction, consumer goods, and banking sectors amid the economic recovery. For 2025, the brokerage firm expects that companies involved in the renewable energy will dominate the initial public offering market amid the increasing interest from foreign investors. 2 of the 3 IPOs launched this year were by clean energy-focused companies, including the Edgar Saavedra-led Citicorp Renewable Energy Corporation on the main board of the Philippine Stock Exchange, and Dexter 2-led Next Gen Energy Corporation on the small, medium, and emerging board. In 2023, Alt Energy Holdings Corporation, Repowered Energy Development Corporation, both listed on the main board. For this year, Unicapital forecasts PSEI to end at 7,000. This indicates an increase of 8.53% from 6,450.04 at the end of 2023. The Philippine Stock Exchange expects to see up to 40 billion pesos raised from at least 6 IPOs this year. least 7,000 members of Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated at Sitio Capihan in Surigao del Norte have so far benefited from the Department of Social Welfare and Development programs. This was disclosed by Senator Amy Marcos during the early Wednesday morning plenary debates in the Senate after she was asked by Senator Risa Hontiveros what interventions are being done to help the dwellers in SBSI who were once placed under the palm of alleged cult leader Jared's Senior Aguila Hilario. The truth is, almost 7,000 DSWD clients were helped in Socorro with funds utilization of 25 million pesos. This was divided into cash for work and they were given livelihood assistance, said Marcos, who was speaking on behalf of DSWDs as the agency's budget sponsor. According to Marcos, the DSWD has also consulted forensic pathologist Lordy Valderrama to talk and help SBSI Delaware's cope. They also have assistance to individuals in crisis situation, and they also started working in our local government units for long-term integration in different communities, she added. Hontiveros then proceeded to ask if there is already a system in place to monitor the welfare of SBSI members after the scheduled relocation and reintegration of dwellers in Sitio Capihan. This after the Department of Environment and Natural Resources officially protected area community-based resource management agreement permit of SBSI. Meanwhile, Marcos said the DSWD, with the help of Valderrama, would focus on providing psychosocial interventions. This only happens once, and let's admit that there might be other victims like them too, said Marcos. Religious organization SBSI has 3,650 members, including 1,587 children. Hontiveros initially raised the plight of SBSI members who were allegedly forced to engage in sexual acts and forced labor under the leadership of Senior Aguila, whom members believe to be the next Jesus or the new Messiah. Let's get onto the international headlines. As Iran has defied international domestic reign in its nuclear program and has increased its stockpile of uranium enriched to near weapons grade levels, according to a confidential report by the United Nations nuclear watchdog seen Tuesday by the Associated Press. The report by the International Atomic Energy Agency said that as of October 26, Iran has 182.3 kilograms of uranium enriched up to 60%, an increase of 17.6 kilograms since the last report in August. Uranium enriched at 60% purity is just a short technical step away from weapons grade levels of 90%. The IAEA also estimated in its quarterly report that as of October 26, Iran's overall stockpile of enriched uranium stands at 6,604.4 kilograms, an increase of 852.6 kilograms since August. Under the IAEA's definition, around 42 kilograms of uranium enriched to 60% purity is the amount at which grade 1 atomic weapon is theoretically possible if the material is enriched further to 90%. The report comes at a critical time as Israel and Iran have traded missile attacks in recent months after more than a year of war in Gaza, which is governed by Hamas, a group supported by Iran. Adding to the complexity, Donald Trump's re-election raises question about whether and how the incoming administration and Iran may engage. Trump's first term in office was marked by a particularly troubled period when he pursued a policy of maximum pressure against Tehran. He unilaterally withdrew America from Iran's nuclear deal with world powers, leading to sanctions hobbling the economy and ordered the killing of the country's top general. Iran last week offered not to expand its stockpile of uranium and reach up to 60% during a visit to Tehran by the IAEA chief Rafael Mariano Grossi. The IAEA said during the meetings that the possibility of Iran not further expanding its stockpile of uranium and reach up to 60% during P5 was discussed, including technical verification measures necessary for the agency to confirm this if implemented. The report said that one day after crossing of Iran on November 16, IAEA inspectors verified that Iran had begun implementation of preparatory measures aimed at stopping the increase of its stockpile of uranium enriched up to 60% U-235 at its underground nuclear sites in Fordo and Natanz. The reports come ahead of this week's regular IAEA Board of Governors meeting in Vienna. A senior Western diplomat who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss a sensitive matter confirmed to the AP that the United Kingdom, France, and Germany, with the support from the US, are going ahead with the resolution at this week's IAEA Board of Governors meeting, ensuring Iran for its lack of cooperation, leading to potential confrontation with Iran ahead of Trump's return to the White House. We will remain tightly coordinated with our E3 partners, France, Germany, and UK, in advance of the IAEA Board of Governors meeting, and we strongly support efforts to hold Iran accountable, U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller to reporters Tuesday in Washington. The Iranian regime continues to amass a growing stockpile of highly enriched uranium for which there is no credible civilian purpose, and they continue to not cooperate fully with the IAEA, he added. A senior diplomat who spoke on the condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the issue said it is possible that the commitments made by Iran to the IAEA's chief visit may not stand in case a resolution is passed. In the past, Iran has responded to resolutions by the IAEA Board of Governors by further enhancing its nuclear program. Iran has maintained its nuclear program is for peaceful purposes only, but Grossi has previously warned that Tehran has enough uranium enriched to near weapons-grade levels to make several nuclear bombs if it chose to do so. He has acknowledged the UN agency cannot guarantee that none of Iran's centrifuges may have been peeled away for clandestine enrichment. Iran's mission at the United Nations in New York did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The IAEA also reported that Iran has failed to take considerate steps as of now to improve cooperation, despite plans by Grossi, who held talks last week with Mohammad Eslami of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran, Iran Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, and Iran's reformist President Masoud Pezeshkian. However, Tuesday's competition report also said that during Grossi's visit to Iran on November 14, Iran agreed to the agency's concerns related to Iran's withdrawal of the designation of several experienced agency inspectors by considering the acceptance of the designation of 4 additional experienced inspectors. In September 2023, Iran barred some of the Vienna-based agency's most experienced inspectors. The report also said there was no progress thus far in reinstalling monitoring equipment, including cameras removed in June 2022. Since then, the only recorded data comes from IAEA cameras installed at the centrifuge workshop in Isfahan in May 2023. Although Iran has not provided the IAEA with access to this data, and inspectors have not been able to service the cameras. Last week, Islami warned that Iran could retaliate if challenged at the upcoming IAEA board meeting. Grossi acknowledged some nations were considering taking action against Iran. In an effort to ensure Iran could not develop atomic weapons, world powers struck a deal with Tehran in 2015 under which it agreed to limit enrichment of uranium to levels necessary for nuclear power in exchange for the lifting of economic sanctions. UN inspectors were tasked with monitoring the program. Under the original 2015 nuclear deal, Iran was allowed to enrich uranium only up to 3.67% purity, maintaining a stockpile of uranium of 300 kilograms, and is permitted to use only very basic IR-1 centrifuges machines that spin uranium gas at high speed for enrichment purposes. A year after the US withdrawal from the deal under Trump, Iran started to gradually abandon all limits the deal put on its program and began enriching uranium to up to 60% purity. It is now 7:44 a.m. as we will return with another top of the run headlines right here on koolNews Early Edition. Stay along with us, we'll be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Your Ace Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. McDonald's, featuring their McSavers Sulit Busog meals, starting at 99 pesos in all stores nationwide. Prices may vary. MX3 Natural Supplements, verified with alpha, beta, and gamma mangosteen. MX3, tunay, natural at original. Katips Hot Dog, amoy na amoy ang sarap. Kids can tell. Pride Bar Blue, hindi lang puti, kisla puti. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
And TVH, the home of entertainment. Tutok na sa TVH. Available in high definition via Delsat TV. Bisitahin ang youtube.com/@TVH Network PH para sa inyong paboritong mga highlights at live shows.
1, 2, 3. Ano ba yan? Ang daming insects. Gastos na naman sa dami ng insecticide spray na kakailanganin.
Don't worry, Mommy. With Vigon Shield Protector Multi-Insect Killer, zero lang ang mahalaga.
Zero ba?
Dahil ligwak ang mga insekto.
Zero harm.
Safe ang buong family mo.
Zero chances of pest disease.
Kaya bato ng products mo.
With Vigon Shield Protector Multi-Insect Killer, hindi lang 7, hindi lang 8, kundi 11 insects ang kayang patayin nito.
Zero tolerance sa mga insekto.
Vigon Shield Protector!
Multi-insect killer.
Nandyan na naman sila, kanya-kanyang pakilala sa kung alin daw ang totoo at alin ang tama. Basta ako, mula pa nung nakarang Pasko hanggang ngayong Kapaskuhan, ay istigtuan lang sa bitaminang gumagabay sa aking kalusugan. Mark C. Vitamin C Plus Zinc. Ang purong bitamina ng ating mga kasangga. Maligayang Pasko at manigong bagong taon. Hatid sa inyo ng Mark C. Vitamin C Plus Zinc. Mabibili na sa inyong mga suking butika at drugstores dito sa ating lugar. Ang mensaheng ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Mark C. Ascorbic acid plus zinc is the generic name of Mark C. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Now you have a healthier choice. Introducing the new Dunkin' plant-based donuts with 3 flavors to choose from: mango tart, mango cereal, and nuts, coconut crunch. Try it now. Available at selected Dunkin' stores nationwide at 50 pesos each.
Welcome Christmas home with holiday cheer. Head to SM Home and shop from our merry selection of delightful decor. From classic Christmas trees to sparkly ornaments, we've got what you need this holiday season at SM Home.
Come on and celebrate. Celebrate Christmas. Celebrate Christmas. Celebrate. Celebrate Christmas. Celebrate Christmas. It's the happiest month to be. Perfect for all, for you and for me. Joyful season, one and all. Celebrate Christmas at SM Malls. Celebrate Christmas at SM Malls. With Sprite, kayang-kaya mo yan. Cool ka lang, cool ka lang. Steady ka lang muna mag-Sprite ka lang dyan.
Protection
Yakult
with 8 billion live LCS
Yakult
that may reach the intestines alive.
Yakult
Helps improve digestion and boost immunity.
Yakult
With proper diet and exercise.
Yakult
Kaya panalo ka dyan.
Public service announcement. The National Telecommunications Commission, or NTC, informs the public that it has received reports regarding individuals pretending to be personnel or employees of the NTC. According to several reports received by the NTC Consumer Welfare and Protection Division, scammers' calls have victims and threatened them, claiming that their phone number is involved in a scam. The victim is then coerced into giving money to supposedly avoid criminal charges and have their mobile numbers removed from the added list of scammers. The NTC strongly reminds the public to be extra cautious against this type of a modus operandi. Such calls are a form of scams and are not legitimate. If you have information about this type of scam, you may report it to the NTC for immediate action through the following official channels.
Complaint link at www.ntc.gov.ph. For email, send it at contratechscam@ntc.gov.ph or at consumer@ntc.gov.ph. For calls, you may call 1682, 24/7's consumer hotline, or the numbers 892044464 or 8926772 and 892132551. And for Region 4A, you may call on 043-723-2495 from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday. The NTC appreciates members of the public who have reported this form of deception.
Barbie Forteza po. And I believe ang taong sa pera ay wais, ang skin pwede pa rin kuminis. And I thank you. Suka Papaya Lotion. Dahil 750 pesos SRP lang, giving na ang papaya enzymes niya. Affordable skincare, di ba? Kaya kung bet mo ay kutis na lit, sa Suka Papaya Lotion kumapit. With regular use. Slay it with the skin na giving. Stay lit with Silka. With regular use for only 750 pesos SRP.
Get supercharged with BLDT Home Fiber Unli All. Unli mobile calls. Double the speed Unli Fiber versus previous plan. And Unli Signal. Get all these for just $1399. Visit any BLDT Home booth to apply. Get supercharged with BLDT Home Fiber Unli All. Unli mobile calls. Double the speed Unli Fiber versus previous plan. And Unli Signal. Get all these for just $1399. Visit any BLDT Home booth to apply.
Coco Martin po, certified Argentina corned beef lover. Kasi naman, ang hibla, malaman. Made with 100% real beef pa. At masarap talaga.
Hinahanap-hanap kita. Sarap ng Argentina.
Sa presyong abot kaya, promise.
Busog ang araw-araw ko.
As part of 3 complete meals.
Te, pabili po ng 2 Nor Chicken Cubes.
O, eto.
Ha? Isa lang po to ah.
Doble yan.
Ang Nor Cubes ay may doble-doble. Nor Cubes doble. 2 for 10 lang yan. Sulit na sulit. Mapapaulit. Nor Cubes doble pack.
Ang sarap-sarap ng doble-doble with Nor Cubes Doble Pack. 2 cubes for 10 pesos SRP lang.
Also available in pork.
Promo lasts from January 2, 2024 to January 1, 2025 per DOH FDA CRR permit number 1589 series of 2023.
This time check brought to you.
Oh no, ganyan kapag feeling hulas. Atasha Mulak here. Stop feeling hulas with new Palmolive Naturals Cool and Fresh. My cooling feeling at long-lasting bango up to 24 hours with regular use.
Robust dietary supplement for men. Sabi nila, ang tunay na lalaki, matibay, magaling, at matigas. Samahan mo pa ng Robust. Gawa ito sa Epimedium Extra, L-Arginine, Songaria Cynomorium at GABA with proper diet and exercise. Para makasiguro, bumili sa mga Mercury drugstores nationwide. Robust, 75 pesos SRP per tablet lamang. Robust para sa mga kalalakihan. Hatid sa inyo ng ATC Healthcare International Corporation. Mahalagang paalala, ang Robust ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Sa likod kan mga kadipisilan, mga nag-aging kalamidad, tensyong pansiguridad, kasing daing untok na karilibukan sa bilog na kinakban, padagos mo kaming binabantayan. Salamat po ina sa urualdaw mong pagpadangat. Ang bilog na kabikulan, yaon sa pagranga kan sa imong ngaran. Halik kay Congressman Zaldico, Congressman Jill Bongalon, asin kan bilog na Ako Bicol Party List. Viva la Virgen! Viva Nuestra Señora de Peña Francia!
We celebrate life and truth of the gospel. Morning Star Radio and the Philippine Christian Family Broadcasters presents the Worship Hour. Salvation, peace, and restoration through the word and music every weekend mornings. PCFB The Worship Hour, weekends 6 a.m. on 702 DZJS, GAG Radio, Sen Radio 1206, with replay episodes every 10 a.m. only here on Cool FM.
Hello, welcome to the cafe. How can I assist you today, Master?
Vanilla latte and strawberry donuts, please.
Anything else you like? Master?
I'm sorry. I was reading this dedicated magazine page. All of there's random technology in the world and the usual pop culture, you know?
Yes, Master. All of these are available here in the cafe. In the meantime, would you like to listen to on our owner's podcast?
Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to my cafe.
Good day, everyone. How is your evening so far?
This is Ashley's Cafe, Mondays to Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. and Fridays, 9:30 p.m. Only here on Cool FM.
You're listening to Cool FM.
Number one sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Welcome back to koolNews Early Edition. 5 minutes before the clock hits 8, and we'll be approaching the 8 a.m. hour of koolNews Early Edition later. In the meantime, we'll continue with our headlines as deep division persists as negotiations enter the final week at the United Nations Climate Conference COP29 here, where world leaders and negotiators from 136 nations are attempting to set a new climate finance target to help poor countries shift to clean energy and adapt to climate change. A new report from a UN-backed expert group on climate finance floated the idea that global climate action will require at least $1.3 trillion a year by 2035 to help developing countries like the Philippines manage climate impacts. The new collective quantified goal on climate finance will replace the $100 billion per year commitment into developing countries by 2025. Rich countries, including the United States and members of the European Union, acknowledge that trillions of dollars are needed but argue about who should contribute to it, which nations should receive the money, and how the funds are to be allocated. Climate finance is not clarity. It is 100% in every nation's interest to protect their economies and people from rampant climate impacts. So countries must wrap up less continuous issues early in the week, so there is enough time for a major political decision, said UN Climate Change Executive Secretary Simon Stillwell at the press conference on Tuesday. Environment Secretary Maria Antonia Loizaga said the Philippine delegation to COP29, which she heads, would strive to advance the country's interest in discussion on climate finance, mitigation, adaptation, and losses and damage, among other key issues. I'm always hopeful of the process, but we have to be realistic and understanding in terms of the amount that is really needed. For it has gotten us in a number of years, and we have been talking beyond the quantum of climate finance, Yulo Loizaga told the Inquirer. Countries are also being urged to scale up adaptation efforts to avoid rising climate impacts, which are hampered by a financial gap estimated by the United Nations Environment Program at $187 billion to $359 billion per year. We need to unlock a new climate finance goal at COP29 as climate is already devastating communities across the world, particularly the most poor and vulnerable, said Ingar Anderson, Executive Director of UNEP. Negotiators will hammer out a COP29 package to ensure a high ambition and balanced package across climate mitigation, finance and adaptation, as well as key elements on just transition, gender, and human rights. While negotiators work on draft text of a deal, climate activists are staging protests outside the plenary halls of the COP29 venue, demanding a minimum of $1.3 trillion per year in public finance for mitigation, adaptation, and loss and damage. We are expecting and demanding a clear ambitious target on climate finance, said Lady Nakbil, coordinator of the Asian People's Movement on Debt and Development. The sticky issue of money is affecting all other negotiations on emissions reduction, loss and damage mechanism, carbon markets, because of course developing countries do not want to be locked into commitments that have no corresponding financial support, she said. We are the first people to be affected by climate change, and we need that climate finance as they owe that to us, Nakbil added. The growing costs that the Philippines incurs due to the effects of extreme weather events clearly indicate that it needs justice-anchored financial, technological, and capacity-building support for rich countries to survive in the era of climate emergency, said Rodney Galicia, Governor of Action Kilima, Pilipinas. Now, Redef Yapsano, Executive Director of Greenpeace Southeast Asia and former Commissioner of the Climate Change Commission, said the discussions for a new climate finance goal remain stretchy despite destructive and accelerating extreme weather events like the recent consecutive typhoons in the Philippines. We cannot accept a weak deal at COP29. It needs to be very robust, not just the figure but the quality. Loss and damage funds should also be there, as well as adaptation that has a strong anti-language on developed countries being able to provide of the finance. We should not leave Baku with no deal, Sanu said. He added that climate activists had huge expectations of a positive outcome from COP29 despite discouraging political developments, such as governments refusing to attend the negotiations and the apparent withdrawal of the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement for the second time with the return of Donald Trump as president. In 2020, the United States formally withdrew from the pact but rejoined when Joe Biden took office. It is now 8 a.m. Yes, it is now 8 a.m. as we are about to approach the final hour of koolNews Early Edition. You are listening and watching koolNews Early Edition.
Live from Cool Studios, this is koolNews Early Edition.
It's now 8:01 a.m. and if you have just joined to start your top of the round headlines with us, a very good morning, and this is koolNews Early Edition. My name is Cairo, and we will be here until 9 a.m. in the morning. Let's continue with our top of the round headlines with the international, as Northern California and the Pacific Northwest are bracing for what is expected to be a powerful storm with heavy rain and winds set to crumple the region and potentially cause power outages and flash floods. The Weather Prediction Center issued executive rainfall risk beginning Tuesday and lasting through Friday as the strongest atmospheric river, long clumps of moisture stretching far over the Pacific Ocean that California and the Pacific Northwest has seen this season burst down on the region. The storm system has intensified so quickly that it is considered a bomb cyclone, explained Richard Bunn, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center. The areas that could see particularly severe rainfall as the large clump of moisture heads toward land will likely stretch from the south of Portland, Oregon to the north of the San Francisco area, he explained. Be aware of the risk of flash flooding at lower elevations and winter storms at higher elevations. This is going to be an impactful event, he said. In Northern California, flood and high watches go into effect Tuesday, with up to 8 inches of rain predicted for parts of the San Francisco Bay Area, North Coast, and Sacramento Valley. A winter storm watch was issued for the northern Sierra Nevada above 3,500 feet, 1,066 meters, where 15 inches to 28 centimeters of snow was possible over 2 days. Wind gusts could top 7 meters per hour or 120 kilometers per hour in mountain areas, forecasters said. Numerous flash floods, hazardous travel, power outages, and tree damage can be expected as the storm reaches max intensity on Wednesday, the Weather Prediction Center warned. In Northern California's Yolo County, crews spent Monday clearing culverts, sewers, and drainage ditches to avoid clogs that could lead to street flooding. Messena Pimentel said she hopes the efforts prevent a repeat of floods just last February that inundated her property near Woodland. We had about 10 inches of water in our garage, had a couple drop hers swimming around, Pimentel told KCRA TV. Roadland city officials have set up 2 locations where residents can pick up free sandbags. Authorities urge people to stock up on food and charge phones and electronics in case power goes out and roads become unpassable. Meanwhile, Southern California this week will see dry conditions amid Gusti Santa Ana, winds that could raise the risk of wildfires in areas where crews are still mopping up a major blaze that destroyed 240 structures. The mountain fire, which erupted November 6 in Ventura County, northwest of Los Angeles, was about 98% contained on Monday. Winds will come by the end of the week when rain is possible for the greater Los Angeles area. In southern Oregon near the coast, 4 to 7 inches, 10 to 18 centimeters of rain is predicted, with as much as 10 inches, 25 centimeters possible in some areas through late Thursday night and early Friday morning, Vance said. A high wind warning has been issued for the North and Central Oregon coast beginning at 4 p.m. Tuesday, with start winds from 40 kilometers per hour to 64 kilometers per hour, with gusts to 97 kilometers per hour expected, according to the Weather Service in Portland. Gusts up to 130 kilometers per hour are possible on beaches and headlands. Widespread power outages are expected with winds capable of bringing down trees and power lines, the weather said. Travel is also expected to be difficult. Washington could also see strong rainfall, but likely not as bad as Oregon and California. From Monday evening through Tuesday, some of its coastal regions could get as much as 1.5 inches, 3.8 centimeters of rain, Wednesday. The Weather Service warned of high winds from Tuesday afternoon until early Wednesday for coastal parts of Pacific County in southwest Washington, with gusts potentially topping 46 kilometers per hour and likely frost near beaches and headlands. Trees and power lines are at risk of being knocked down, the Pacific County Emergency Management Agency warned. Washington State Patrol Trooper John Tilo, a patrol spokesperson based in Tacoma, posted on social media Monday afternoon that people should be prepared for some bad weather on Tuesday night. Stay off the roads if you can. A blizzard warning was issued for the majority of the candidates in Washington, including Mount Rainier National Park, starting Tuesday afternoon with up to a foot of snow and wind gusts of up to 97 kilometers per hour, according to the Weather Service in Seattle. Travel across passes could be difficult, if not impossible. Outside of this region, the central and eastern Gulf Coast, including the Florida Panhandle, is at risk for flooding on Tuesday, with 2 to 3 inches or 5 to 7.6 centimeters of rainfall are in the forecast, according to the Weather Service. Low-lying and urban regions could see flash floods. Stock markets fell in Europe but finished mostly higher in New York Tuesday as markets weighed worries about escalating conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Moscow vowed to react accordingly after saying Ukraine had fired its first US-made long-range missile onto Russian territory after being cleared to do so by Vice President Joe Biden. The news rattled markets this morning, driving European stocks lower and reinforcing bearish momentum against the euro, said Fawad Zada, market analyst at Forex.com. U.S. shares also fell at the opening but then clawed back, led by strong guidance from retail Walmart and expectations of positive earnings from chipmaker Nvidia. While the Dow finished in the red, both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq ended in positive territory. We're kind of our own continent over here, Cape Forest of Bokeh Capital Partners said of the U.S. investor mindset. In time, we will be impacted by an escalation of tensions, but today we're going to shut that off because tomorrow we get Nvidia. All the main indexes in Europe closed in the red, though off the lows for today. Still, it was marked reversal of the optimism seen on Wall Street on Monday once stocks chalked up uncertainty over Donald Trump's plans to push higher, with the momentum carrying over into the Asian trading day. Caution returned early Tuesday this time as events thousands of miles from Wall Street raised geopolitical risk concerns, said Joe Massola, strategist at Charles Schwab. On the corporate front, retail giant Walmart jumped 3% as it boosted guidance ahead of what it sees as a positive Christmas season. Nvidia was up almost 5%. The AI chip giant, often seen as a bellwether stock for the technology sector, reports its quarterly earnings after the market closed this Wednesday. In Europe, shares in German industrial giant Tyson Corp rose almost 12% after the group said it expected a return to profit in the next financial year, despite posting a hefty full-year loss for the second year in a row. Nestle slid 2% after new chief executive Laurent Brexit announced a plan to slash costs and have a standalone water and beverages business. Equities have seen big swings since Trump was elected U.S. president this month, as investors balance the impact of corporate tax cuts against a potential trade war with China and others. Any resulting in inflation would give a headache to policymakers at the U.S. Federal Reserve, who are still fighting to bring prices under control. And Japanese scientists discovered $26,290,780,000 worth of rare earth materials that could support its economy for the next decade. A survey by the University of Tokyo and the Nippon Foundation found this rich mineral deposit on the seabed of Minami Torishima Island. It contained nickel, manganese, and cobalt, which are the essential components of electric vehicle batteries. On July 5, 2024, the Nippon Foundation announced the extraordinary discovery on its official website. It is a non-profit organization that works to achieve a better society through areas like support for children and persons with disabilities. Its chairman, Yohei Sasakawa, found the rare earth metals during a survey of Miami Torishima Island's seafloor from April 24 to June 9, 2024. The minerals were in 230 million tons of manganese deposits as fist-sized nodules. Analysts revealed that the deposits contain approximately 610,000 tons of copper. That amount is enough to meet Japan's demand for more than 75 years. Also, the research team found 740,000 tons of nickel that will meet the country's need for more than 11 years. The nodules formed over millions of years when iron and manganese oxidized dissolved in seawater, precipitated around stones and sharp teeth. The researchers found several manganese nodules around the teeth of Magandolon, a prehistoric shark. The Newfound Foundation plans to start large-scale experimental extraction of the manganese nodules by the end of fiscal 2025 in March 2026. The organization will harvest thousands of tons daily to secure 3 million tons annually. Then it will deliver the rare earth metals to Japanese companies that can refine them. In 2026, Sasakawa expects a joint venture with multiple Japanese firms to commercialize the minerals as domestically produced resources. The University of Tokyo will continue its academic involvement in conducting detailed material analysis. At the time of writing, China and African countries dominate rare earth mineral production and smelting. Japan has been almost entirely dependent on imports for these resources. Fortunately, the recent discovery could reduce the nation's reliance on these countries. These resources are crucial for academic security, emphasized Professor Tayuhiro Kato of the Graduate School of the University of Tokyo. It is now 8:12 a.m. as we will continue with our top of the round headlines and a weather forecast right here on koolNews Early Edition. So stay along with us. We will be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by McDonald's, featuring their McSavers Sulit Busog meals, starting at 99 pesos in all stores nationwide. Prices may vary. Katips Hot Dog, amoy na amoy ang sarap. Kids can tell. People's Bank, equal banking for the Filipino people. People's Bank of the Philippines is a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Surf Bar and Fabric Conditioner. Unique toothpaste. Maxalaga with maximum fluoride protection. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS.
And Delsat TV. Enjoy SD and high-definition channels when you subscribe to Delsat TV.
Protection
Yakult.
with 8 billion live LCS
Yakult.
that may reach the intestines alive.
Yakult.
Helps improve digestion and boost immunity.
Yakult.
With proper diet and exercise.
Yakult.
Kaya panalo ka dyan.
Mas masaya at mas malakas ang katawan ngayong Christmas season kung sapat ang bitamina at may Agaricus Blazé Marine Mushroom ang kapeng hinihigop sa umaga. Ang Agaricus Blazé Marine Mushroom ay nagtataglay ng beta-glucan na siyang pamuksa sa iba't ibang klase ng cancer sa katawan. Pinapalakas ang immune system at inilalagay sa tamang antas ang ating dugo. Ang saya ng Pasko kung umiinom ng Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 Coffee Mix. Ang sarap ng natural. Mabibili na sa pinakamalapit na sari-sari store, grocery, supermarket, butika, drugstores dito sa ating lugar.
Ang mensaheng ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Mark Cafe 5-in-1 plus 1 Coffee Mix. Ang sarap ng natural.
Hindi magpapahuli ang EXL Makabuhay Plus Dietary Capsule. Ito ay gawa sa mga piling sangkap tulad ng Makabuhay, Moringa, Neem, Guyabano, Luya, Bawang, Cinnamon, Turmeric, Mangosteen, Serpentina, Oregano, Lagundi, Vitamin C, Sodium Ascorbate at B-complex vitamins. Kaya sa pagtahak ng ating mga pangarap, siguraduhin alagaan ang iyong kalusugan. Maabot mo pa ba ang pangarap mo kung may sakit ka na? Stay healthy with proper diet and exercise. Kasama ang EXL Makabuhay Plus Capsule. Kahit gaano kahirap ang iyong pinagdadaanan ngayon, huwag kang bibitaw. Laban lang. Go for health. Go for life with EXL. May buhay sa makabuhay.
Passes the ball, and wow! That's a slam dunk! Ma, paglaki ko, gusto kong maging basketball player.
Game! Oh, Star Rice at kulay kapanak. May Star Margarine yan.
Ubus ko na. Meron pa po ba, Ma?
Parang basketball player ka na kumain na.
Slam dunk sa sarap eh.
Dagdag sustansya up with Star Margarine. Tulad ng vitamins A, B, E, and iodine. Star Margarine. Mas abot ang pangarap. Sabayan ng tamang diet and exercise.
Where does your power really come from?
Power to learn.
Power to cure.
Power to create.
Power to connect with loved ones.
Hello?
Mom!
At Aboitiz Power, we aim to provide reliable and sustainable energy. Powering you and life. Aboitiz Power. We power you.
Api ka ba sa batas? Huwag kang mag-alala, may lapid law na magtatanggol sa iyo mula kay Senador Lito Lapid. Ito ang Republic Act 9999 o ang Free Legal Assistance Law para sa mga walang abogado. Kahit na sinong lawyer ay pwede mong kunin ng libre dahil pwede nilang ikaltas sa tax nila ang charge nila sa kaso mo. Kasi nga, isa lang sa inyo ang dapat bigyan ng Public Attorney's Office o PAO ng abogado na kalaban mo sa kaso. Sa Free Legal Assistance Law o ang Lapid Law, may abogado ka na agad. Lingkod, Lapid. Para sa masang Pilipino, Senator Lito Lapid. Senator Lito Lapid.
Uy, ano raw yun? Kaya raw nilang ayusin yung PhilHealth registration mo, pero may bayad? Nako, huwag kang maniwala dyan. Fixer yan. Hindi ka sigurado dyan. Huwag magpapaloko sa fixer. Huwag basta ipagkatiwala ang personal mong impormasyon. Makipag-transact sa pinakamalapit na PhilHealth office para sa registration, updating, at pagbabayad ng inyong contributions. Bumisita sa www.philhealth.gov.ph para hindi mabiktima ng scammer.
Bayad po!
Oh, supli!
15 minus 40? Manong, 10 po dapat na sukli ko.
Talino activated sa tulong ng Talino Booster Formula for multivitamins, minerals, plus lysine Nutroplex. With proper diet and exercise, bilis isip pa ang anak mo.
Unilab yan.
Multivitamins plus minerals plus lysine is the generic name of Nutroplex.
Ikaw ba ay pagod, walang gana, matamlay, nawala ng lakas? Subukan mo na si MG Plus. Sa MG Plus, tatayo ka, babangon pa. MG Plus is good for high blood, diabetes, impotency, stress, anxiety, high cholesterol, insomnia, gallstone, kidney stone, rheuma, arthritis, problema sa pagbawas, o galuyang kalawasan. Mag-MG Plus na. MG Plus Herbal Drinks.
Ang MG Plus Herbal Drinks ay available sa mga butika at mga piling supermarket. No approved therapeutic claims.
Pag crispy pata ang ulam ni Bunso, masakit daw sa ngipin.
Aray!
Pag laging nagdo-toothbrush with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection,
Ang tibay ng ngipin ko!
versus non-fluoride calcium carbonate toothpaste, Colgate, ngiping matibay.
Ngiping palaban!
With regular use.
Mommy, may aircon na tayo sa CR?
Safeguard Arctic Fresh lang yan, nak. May cooling bango. At patay ang 99.9% of germs sa tested bacteria. Yung ibang sabon, hanggang lamig lang. Ito, may germ protection.
Oh, Mommy, wag na tayo bibili ng iba, ha? Dito lang tayo sa Safeguard Arctic Fresh. Shoo, 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 shoo away germs. Safeguard Arctic Fresh. Germs off, aircon cool on.
Results may vary.
Labanan natin ang virus, palakasin ang immune system. Uminom araw-araw ng C+, Vitamin C. Hindi basta-bastang Vitamin C. Hindi 500 milligrams, mas pinalakas ito. ginawang 1,000 milligrams talaga. Kauna-unahan sa Pilipinas na 1,000 milligrams vitamin C with zinc, rose hips at bioflavonoids. C plus vitamin C, 10 pesos lamang kada tableta. C plus vitamin C, uminom ng isang tableta pagkatapos kumain. C plus vitamin C, FDA approved. Para sa inyong mga orders, please call 0966-963-9705 or 0968-572-0844. Please follow our Facebook page, Nature's Medic Center for Alternative Medicine.
Paano ka mag-online shopping ngayon? Bayad muna bago bukas parcel? Online shopping with ShopSafe. Bukas parcel bago bayad. Introducing M. Luwalier's newest iwas scam service, ShopSafe. ShopSafe is an online escrow service which connects buyers and sellers safely online on Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, and Carousel. Magaan ng online shopping with ShopSafe. Download the Mcash app now or visit mluwalier.com to learn more about it. Shop smart. Sell safe with ShopSafe.
Mayong adlaw sa atong tanan. Among gipaila-ila kaninyo ang Magnum C Herbal Capsule. Tungod sa mga sangkap diini, ang Magnum C Herbal Capsule maayo sa mga taong daling hangakon, kulang sa resistensya o daling magkasakit, maayo sa kinis sa mga nabughat o bina na pasmo sa kusog, lipong-lipong tungod sa anemia ug daghan pang mga balatian. Magnum C Herbal Capsule ay available na sa tanang butika, pharmacy sa inyong mga lugar. Magnum C Herbal Capsule, the most trusted by seniors.
Robust Dietary Supplement for Men. Sabi nila, ang tunay na lalaki, matibay, magaling, at matigas. Samahan mo pa ng Robust. Gawa ito sa Epimedium Extra, L-Arginine, Songaria Cynomorium at GABA with proper diet and exercise. Para makasiguro, bumili sa mga Mercury Drugstores nationwide. Robust, 75 pesos SRP per tablet lamang. Robust para sa mga kalalakihan. Hatid sa inyo ng ATC Healthcare International Corporation. Mahalagang paalala, ang Robust ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Masakit ang ulo ko.
Greg, may work pa. I-biogesic mo na yan.
Gamot agad? Baka may side effects.
Iba ang biogesic. Most doctor-prescribed brand sa sakit ng ulo at lagnat.
Aba, maingat nga.
Jody Santa Maria po. Sa sakit ng ulo o lagnat, biogesic agad. Alagang Unilab yan. Paracetamol is a generic name of biogesic. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Spice ganda!
And my for Max Saver Sulit Busog Meals.
Huwag nang gumastos ng sobra-sobra pa.
99 pesos na lang, sulit busog ka na.
Ama busugera.
Extra rice sa hireramba. Extra busog sa Crispy Chicken Filet Meal at Crispy Chicken Filet Ala King Meal na may extra rice na. 99 pesos lang in all stores.
Max Saver Sulit Busog Meals, 99 pesos na lang. Ama busugera.
Long oras na, hangout na!
Makitawa.
Timbang ni Chito sa liin, laban ni Chito umabot sa 300 kilogram.
Makichismis.
So, ano say mo? Tirik sa Mix Channel. Cheat. Next ga! Isipin kahit
At makigulo tuwing gabi kasama ang Hangout with Mamon. Hangout with Mamon. Lunes hanggang Miyerkules, 8 p.m. at 9:30 p.m.
Ito po ang Hangout with Mamon.
Dito lang sa nag-iisang himpilan, Cool FM. You're listening to Cool FM.
#1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa!
Welcome back to Cooley's Early Edition. It is now 8:23 a.m. And before we continue with our headlines, we are going to show off our Pagasa issued weather forecast that was issued at 5 a.m. So with that, here is the weather forecast from Pagasa, anchored by Ria Torres.
Magandang
umaga po sa ating lahat. Narito ang latest weather update ngayong araw ng Wednesday, November 20, 2024. So unahin po muna natin na nating latest na satellite image. So currently ay patuloy pa rin po nating binabantayan itong si dating bagyong Pipito na nasa labas na po ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility at wala na po itong direktang epekto sa anong bahagi ng ating bansa. Papansin din po natin na patuloy din po itong humihina at maaaring malusaw po yan sa mga susunod na araw. So main focus po muna natin yung mga weather systems na nakaka-apekto sa iba't ibang bahagi po ng ating bansa. Unang-una po itong northeast monsoon o hanging amihan na currently ay nakaka-apekto po sa may bandang extreme northern Luzon, dyan po particularly sa may area ng Batanes. At kumikita po natin sa nalalawing bahagi po ng ating bansa, yung galaw po ng mga kaulapan, ay nakikita po natin ay dulot po yan na epekto ng easterlies. So nakaka-apekto po yung hangin na nanggagaling sa karagatang Pacific or easterlies sa may silangang bahagi naman po ng ating bansa. Kung makikita din po natin dito sa ating latest sa satellite image, meron po tayong linya ng mga kaulapan na nakaka-apekto naman po sa may bandang extreme northern Luzon. So yan po yung pagsasalubong nitong northeast monsoon, pati na rin ng easterlies. Yan po yung shear line at possible po na magdudulot din po yan ng mga pag-ulan sa may bandang extreme northern Luzon ngayong araw. So based po sa ating latest satellite image, makikita po natin na maalinis po yung area po ng Luzon, pati na rin Kabisayaan. Areas po ng extreme northern Luzon, posible pong makakaranas ng mga pag-ulan, dulot po ng epekto nitong northeast monsoon, pati na rin ng shear line. At kung makikita po natin, may mga kumpul din po tayo ng mga kaulapan dito sa may area ng Palawan. Although nakikita po natin na hindi po tumatagal itong mga kaulapan na to. So mostly mga isolated thunderstorms lamang po ito. So for the rest or the large portions of the country ay inaasahan po natin na magiging maaliwalas po yung panahon. Liban na lamang po yung mga posibilidad ng mga isolated thunderstorms o ito po yung mga panandalian na buhos ng ulan na mas madalas nararanasan sa hapon o sa gabi. Kung makikita din po natin, dahil hindi na po nakaka-apekto itong si Bagyong Pipito sa anong bahagi ng ating bansa, besides po dito kay dating Bagyong Pipito ay wala na po tayong minomonitor na low pressure area o bagyo sa loob at labas ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility. Para naman po magiging lagay ng panahon dito sa bahagi po ng Luzon, gaya po ng nakita natin kanina, yung shear line po pati na rin yung northeast monsoon ay nakaka-apekto sa may bandang extreme northern Luzon area. So may area ng Batanes, dulot po ng epekto ng northeast monsoon, makakaranas po tayo ng mga pag-ulan at mga kalat-kalat mga pag-ulan naman na may kasamang pagkidlat at pagkulog sa may area naman po ng Babuyan Islands. At kung nakita po natin sa ating latest sa satellite image kanina or satellite animation kanina, malinis po yung area naman po ng or nalalabing bahagi ng Luzon. So patuloy po yung mainit na panahon, lalong-lalo na pagdating ng tanghali or generally fair weather conditions po tayo ngayong araw sa malaking bahagi ng Luzon area. Liban na lang po yung mga posibilidad ng mga biglaan o mga panandaliang buhos ng ulan, dulot naman ng mga thunderstorms na mas madalas pong nararanasan sa hapon o sa gabi. Temperature forecast naman po ngayong araw sa mga piling syudad dito sa Luzon. Sa lawag po, yung temperatura po natin ay maglalaro mula 23 hanggang 33 degrees Celsius. Para naman sa Baguio, 16 to 25 degrees Celsius, 24 to 32 para sa Tugigaraw. Sa Legazpi naman, maximum temperature sa aabot ng 32 degrees Celsius. Para po dito sa Metro Manila, agwat ng temperatura ay maglalaro mula 24 to 33 degrees Celsius. At para naman po dito sa Tagaytay, maglalaro mula 23 hanggang 31 degrees Celsius. Para naman sa magiging lagay ng panahon dito po sa Palawan, pati na rin sa Visayas, nakita po natin kanina sa ating latest satellite image na may mga kaulapan po tayo na mamataan sa may southern portion ng Palawan. So ngayong umaga, asahan lang po natin na mas magiging madalas yung mga biglaan o mga panandaliang buhos ng ulan. Otherwise po, partly cloudy to cloudy skies po yung inaasahan natin ngayong araw. So generally, magiging maaliwalas pa rin po yung panahon, except na lang po yung mga biglaan na mga pag-ulan dulot ng mga isolated thunderstorms. And for Visayas naman po, ay inaasahan po natin na magiging maaliwalas din po yung panahon ngayong araw, except na lang po yung mga isolated din na mga pag-ulan na mas madalas nararanasan sa hapon o sa gabi. Temperature forecast naman po sa mga piling syudad dito sa Visayas. Maximum temperatures po sa Cebu, sa Iloilo, pati na rin sa Tacloban ay maaaring umabot mula 32 hanggang 33 degrees Celsius. At para naman po dito sa Puerto Princesa, gayon din sa Kalayaan Islands, agwat po ng temperatura ay maglalaro mula 26 hanggang 32 degrees Celsius. Sa magiging lagay naman po ng panahon dito sa Mindanao, so makikita po natin na maaaring mas magiging madalas po yung mga isolated or mga biglaan ng mga pagbuhos ng ulan, especially po dito sa may eastern section ng Mindanao area. Otherwise po, patuloy pa rin po yung mainit na panahon, so partly cloudy to cloudy skies pa rin po inaasahan natin ngayong araw. At may mga posibilidad lamang po na mga isolated na mga pag-ulan, gaya po sa nalalabing bahagi po ng ating bansa na mas madalas nararanasan sa hapon o sa gabi. Temperature forecast naman po sa mga piling syudad dito sa Mindanao. For Zamboanga, at temperatura po natin maglalaro mula 24 hanggang 34 degrees Celsius. Para naman po dito sa Cagayan de Oro, 25 to 33 degrees Celsius. At para naman sa Metro Davao, 25 to 32 degrees Celsius. So monitorin naman po tayo ng mga thunderstorm advisory na nilalabas po ng ating Pag-asa Regional Services Division. Para naman po sa kalagayan ng ating karagatan, may babala pa rin po tayo sa matataas na mga pag-alon or gale warning sa mga dagat baybayin po ng extreme northern Luzon, dyan po sa may Batanes, pati na rin sa may Babuyan Island. So delikado pa rin pong pumalaot, lalong-lalo na po yung ating mga kababayan na may mga maliit na sakyang pandagat at sa nalalabing dagat baybayin po ng northern Luzon. Possible po na magiging maalon din yung karagatan, maaaring umabot po ng 3.1 meters yung taas ng mga pag-alon. So iba yung pag-iingat lamang po sa mga planong pumalaot sa mga dagat baybayin ng northern Luzon area. For the rest of the country naman po, slight to moderate or banayad hanggang sa katamtaman ng mga pag-alon ang mararanasan ngayong araw. Para naman po sa susunod na 3 araw ay inaasahan po natin at the very least for now wala po tayong ibang minomonitor na low pressure area o bagyo sa loob at labas ng ating Philippine Area of Responsibility, liban na lamang po dito kay dating bagyong Pipito. So inaasahan po natin na wala po tayong malawakan na tuloy-tuloy na mga pag-ulan sa anong bahagi ng ating bansa. So for this coming Thursday, maaring patuloy pa rin po yung magiging epekto ng shear line, gayon din ng northeast monsoon sa may bandang extreme northern Luzon. And for the rest of the country naman po, mostly mga isolated rain showers or thunderstorms pa rin ang mararanasan. So ito po yung mga biglaan at panandaliang buhos ng ulan na mas madalas nararanasan sa hapon o sa gabi. Pagdating naman po ng Friday, maaring unti-unti pong makaka-apekto yung intertropical convergence zone sa may southern portion ng Mindanao. Posible pong mga pag-ulan sa may area po ng Davao region by this time. At pagdating naman po ng Sabado, maaaring pong makaranas ng mga pag-ulan din sa may Zamboanga Peninsula, gayon din sa Palawan area. So yung intertropical convergence zone ay possible po na magdulot ng mga pag-ulan sa may southern portion po ng ating bansa sa darating na weekend. Meanwhile, kung nakikita po natin itong mga kumpul na kaulapan, possible po by Saturday, unti-unti pong bababayan at posible naman po magdulot ng makulimlim na panahon na may kasamang mga pag-ulan sa area naman po ng Cagayan sa darating po yan na Sabado. And for the rest of the country naman po, magpapatuloy pa rin yung generally fair weather conditions, except na lang po yung mga posibilidad ng mga panandalian o bigla ang buhos ng ulan dulot ng mga isolated thunderstorms. Sunrise po natin 5:59 a.m. at sunset mamayang 5:24 p.m. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon, bisitahin lamang po ang aming social media accounts, pati na rin YouTube channel at ang aming website bagong.pag-asa.dost.gov.ph. Yan lamang po latest mula dito sa Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Ako po si Rhea Torres. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat.
That has been the weather forecast from Pag-asa. Now let's continue with our headline. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Wednesday relieved hope for peace in war-torn Ukraine and observers of the 1,000 days since the war began in the European country. Marcos said in a social media post, yesterday marked the 1,000 days since the war in Europe began. In my meeting with President Zelensky on June 3rd, I reiterated the Philippines' unwavering support for sovereignty, independence, unity, and territorial integrity. Marcos said, it is our hope that we will see comprehensive, just, and lasting peace in Ukraine, he added. Marcos also said Ukraine is a valued partner of the Philippines and the relationship between the two countries goes from strength to strength. Russia recently launched a drone and missile attack that killed 8 people and wounded dozens on a 9-story building in the city of Sumy in northern Ukraine, a report from the Associated Press dated November 18 said. Meanwhile, European President Vladimir Zelensky said that Russia's war against his country will end sooner once the United States President-elect Donald Trump assumes office. A report from Agence France dated November 16 said, "It is certain that the war will end sooner with the policies of the team that will now lead the White House. This is their approach, their promise to their citizens," Zelensky said in an interview with the European media outlet Subulin, as quoted by the AFP report. The World Health Organization on Tuesday approved an mpox vaccine from Japanese pharmaceutical company KM Biologics for emergency use, the second one to get the agency seal of approval. The WHO said it granted emergency use listing authorization to the LC-116M8 vaccine to facilitate increased and timely access to vaccines in community where mpox outbreaks are surging. A WHO UEUL paves the way for countries worldwide to approve and import the vaccine for distribution quickly. WHO emergency use listing of the LC-16M8 vaccine against mpox marks a significant step in our response to the current emergency, providing a new option to protect all populations, including children, Yukiko Nakatani, WHO's Assistant Director General for Access to Medicines and Health Products, said in a statement. The WHO had already, in September, pre-qualified another vaccine against mpox, Bavarian Nordics MVA-BN, in a bid to help step up the fight against swelling mpox outbreaks. The UN Health Agency on August 14 declared a fresh international emergency for mpox amid mounting concern over a surge in cases of the new Clade 1B strain in the Democratic Republic of Congo that spread to nearby countries. That and other mpox strains have been reported across 80 countries, 19 of them in Africa so far this year, WHO said. The Democratic Republic of Congo remains by far the hardest hit country, having recorded a large majority of the more than 39,000 suspected cases and over 1,000 deaths. WHO said that Tuesday's announcement was particularly relevant since the Japanese government had announced it would donate 3 million L16M8 doses, along with specialized inoculation needles to the DRC. This is the largest donation package announced to date in response to the current mpox emergency, it said. The WHO warned the vaccine should not be used during pregnancy or by immunocompromised persons. Mpox, previously known as monkeypox, is caused by a virus transmitted to humans infected by infected animals, but can also be passed from human to human through close physical contact. It causes fever, muscle aches, and watchball-like skin lesions, and can be deadly. And 2 telecommunications cables cut in the Baltic Sea in 40 hours prompted European officials to say Tuesday that they suspect sabotage and hybrid warfare linked to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The 4 countries affected by the cuts are Finland, Germany, Lithuania, and Sweden have all launched investigations, with Berlin and Swedish police saying they suspected sabotage. Finnish telecoms operator Cinia reported Monday that the Sea-Line 1 submarine cable connecting Helsinki and the German port of Rostock had been cut short of Åland Island in Swedish waters, some 700 kilometers or 425 Helsinki. These kinds of breaks don't happen in these waters without an outside impact, as Cinia spokesperson said. The foreign ministers of Germany, Annalena Baerbock, and Finland, Elina Valtonen, said it hinted at foul play. The fact that such an incident immediately raises questions of international damage speaks volumes about the volatility of our times, they said in a joint statement late Monday. Our European security is not only under threat from Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine, but also from hybrid warfare by malicious actors. The Arrelation submarine cable between the Swedish island of Gotland and Lithuania has also been damaged since Sunday. A spokesman for the Lithuanian breach of the operator Telia Adrios Stasiulatios said Tuesday. We can confirm that the interruption to internet traffic was not caused by an equipment fault, but by material damage to the fiber optic cable, he said. The Swedish and Lithuanian vice ministers said they were deeply concerned by the incident. Situations like this must be assessed with the growing threat posed by Russia in our neighborhood as a backdrop, they said in a short statement. Lithuanian Defense Minister Laurynas Kasčiūnas said the EU must make best use of its newest section recommended for sabotage of critical infrastructure. Customers have not been affected as internet traffic has been redirected to other international links, Telia said. European countries are increasingly using the term hybrid warfare to describe actions that they believe are linked to Russia. Sweden's Minister for Civil Defense, Carl Oskar Bohlin, told AP in a written statement that it was crucial to clarify why we currently have 2 cables in the Baltic Sea that are not working. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius also said the 2 severe cables were a clear sign that something is going on. Nobody believes that these cables were accidentally severed, Pistorius said on the sidelines of a meeting of European Union ministers in Brussels. We have to say, without knowing exactly who it came from, that this is a hybrid action. We also have to assume, without knowing it yet, that it was sabotage, he said. Poland said Swedish authorities were looking into ships sailing in the area at the time. The Swedish armed forces and Coast Guard have picked up ship movements that consolidate in time and space with the interruptions that occurred, he told television TV4. Swedish public broadcaster SVT and several Finnish media meanwhile reported that 2 Danish Navy ships shadowed a Chinese cargo vessel, the Yiping 3, as it sailed out of the Baltic Sea early Tuesday after the cables were severed. Citing unidentified sources, they said several countries' authorities considered the vessel to be of interest in the investigation. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, there have been repeated cases highlighting the mounting tensions in the Baltic region. In September 2022, a series of underwater blasts ruptured the Nord Stream pipelines that carried Russian gas to Europe. In October 2023, an undersea gas pipeline between Finland and Estonia had to be closed after it was damaged by an anchor of a Chinese cargo ship. Finland has stepped up surveillance of incidents in the Baltic Sea since the outbreak of war between neighboring Russia and Ukraine. Last month, NATO opened a new naval base in Rostock to coordinate the forces of the alliance members in the Baltic Sea. Russia summoned the German ambassador to Moscow after the integration to protest against the new naval command center. Moscow called the center a wanted breach of the treaty on the reunification of Germany in 1990 that said no foreign armed forces would be deployed in the area, a claim Berlin denied. It is now 8:41 a.m. as we will get into the last top of the round headlines right here on koolNews Early Edition. So stay along with us, and we'll be here until 9. So stay along with us. We'll be right back.
This koolNews edition was brought to you by Your Ace Supermarket, ang budget-friendly supermarket ng Pilipinas. Now in 6,900 locations around the Philippines and Southeast Asia. People's Bank, equal banking for the Filipino people. People's Bank of the Philippines is a member of Crosslink and supervised by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Katips Hot Dog, amoy na amoy ang sarap. Kids can tell. Neutral Light Style Low-Fat Milk Powder. So good you'll float. Product excellence of Hongsang. Venom Power Chit Energy Drink with Malunggay. And DLX Karaoke, ang tunay na karaoke ng bayan.
Iwasan ang mahabang pila. Ang pandaraya sa buwis, bayan ang maghihinagpis. Tamang buwis ay bayaran sa ikaunlad ng bayan. Lahat tayo ay magtulong-tulong. Paghingi ng resibo ay isulong. Iwasan makandado. Magbayad ng wasto. Sa BIR magparehistro bago magnegosyo para hindi makalaboso. Magbayad ng maaga.
Isang public service announcement mula po sa 101.3 Radyo natin Ujongan at BIR RDO number 35 Romblon.
Tuhod, siko, baywa, aray! Pag laging pasan ang sakit sa kasukasuan, sign na yan ng arthritis o joint deterioration. Karaniwan kapag nagkakaedad na, kailangan ng tibay at ginhawang makakapitan. Kaya ng artrisin yan. May undenatured type 2 collagen at methylsulfonyl methane na maaaring makatulong protektahan ang kalusugan ng kasukasuan. Make the right move. Uminom ng artrisin araw-araw.
Mabibili ang Artesin sa mga leading drugstores nationwide. Mahalaga ang paalala, ang Artesin ay hindi gamot at hindi maaaring gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Sa bawat unos, may kalakip na pag-asa. Sa bawat pagsubok, may bagong simula. Para sa mga SMEs, kooperatiba, korporasyon o power utility na apektado ng sakuna, naririto ang Land Bank Cares Plus program para sa inyo. Layunin ng Land Bank na matulungan kayong makaangat at makabalik sa normal ang inyong business operations upang matulungan ang inyong komunidad na makaahon. Ang Land Bank Cares Plus Lending Program ay maaasahang suporta para sa inyong muling pag-angat. For more details, visit the Land Bank Lending Center near you or call 02-8405-700 or visit www.landbank.com. Your future powered by Land Bank.
EXL Makabuhay Plus.
Idol, si Randy Cañedo ang inyong kauban sa radyo. Ako'y pailaila kaninyo ang EXL Makabuhay Plus. Masaligan yun sa tanan. Wala na'y laing mulabaw pa niini. 17 ingredients nga purong herbal o vegan. Daghan ang naghatag na sa ilang mga testimony. Ay mo ang batasan ang pagtumar sa EXL Makabuhay Plus. Buntag, udto o gabi. Aron masigurado na to ang kahimsog sa atong padlawas. May buhay sa EXL Makabuhay.
Barbie, pinapahid mo na naman yung Silka Lotion. Anong mayroon dyan?
Girl, may papaya enzymes and NutriBlend complex to.
Taray, may papaya. Tinola ka, girl.
Ay, sis, ang Silka may Vita-Absorb technology at SPF 6 din.
SPF, Super Papaya Fruit.
Sun protection factor kasi, friend. Kahit under the sun, skin ay lit with regular use.
Wow, slay it!
Slay it with a skin na gigs. Stay lit with Silka with regular use for only 750 pesos SRP.
Pasko na naman! Ang saya at ang sarap ng Pasko ay tulad lang naman ng pagbabago ng kutis ko. Alagang-alaga ako ng gandang natural herbal soap. Kaya naman, ang laki ng pagbabago. Mga kati-kati at tigyawat ay wash out. Kaya ngayong Pasko, sadyang masaya ako. Maggandang natural papaya with tawas and turmeric soaps, kinu-whitening ka na rin, my dear. Available na sa mga butika, drugstores, groceries, Shopee at Lazada.
Magandang araw! Aming ipinakikilala sa inyo ang Magnum C. Ang Magnum C ay purong herbal na mula po sa Moringa olifera o malunggay na may kombinasyon ng santon or mangosteen. Alam po natin kung gaano kaganda ang malunggay sa kalusugan ng tao. Ang malunggay ay tinatawag na Tree of Life o Miracle Tree. Tinatawag ring superfood dahil sa napakarami nitong benepisyo sa kalusugan ng tao. Para laging healthy, samahan ng pag-iingat sa pagkain, samahan ng ehersisyo at Magnum C. Mapalit na sa tanang butika, pharmacy sa inyong mga lugar.
Mapagpasalamat. Katangiang Pilipino mula sa puso. Pagpapamalas ng pagmamahal ng Diyos sa ating lahat. Isang pagpapahalaga sa mga kabutihan at tulong na natanggap sa ating buhay.
Salamat po!
Sa lahat ng mga bagay, magpasalamat kayo. Unang Tesalonica 5:18. Mapagpasalamat. Ikaw ay Extraordinary Pinoy. Brought to you by MX3 Coffee and Tea.
Life refreshingly sweet with Miguel flavored beer. Minsan sabaw na feeling. Call someone sweet and refreshing. Life refreshingly sweet with Miguel flavored beer. Oh, let's bang araw at ang feeling ay sad. We don't like that. Your friends you can refresh, so enjoy lahat. We all like that.
Maria's here. Make life refreshingly sweet with San Miguel flavored beer. Available in apple, lemon, and lychee. Drink responsibly.
With Sprite, kayang-kaya mo yan. Cool ka lang, cool ka lang. Steady ka lang muna, mag-Sprite ka lang dyan.
May immunity gap ba ang anak mo?
Ha? Immunity gap? Si Angel, ang hirap pakainin. Si Mela, pabalik-balik ang sakit.
Si Tuto ang tagal gumaling. Immunity gap na yan. Help stop immunity gap. Palaging mag-Selene Plus. Tulong para 100% ang immunity. Based on RENI with proper diet, exercise, and vaccination. Help stop immunity gap. Mag-Selene Plus. Araw-araw.
Alagang Unilab yan. Ascorbic acid plus zinc is the generic name of Selene Plus. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Mama, daming time sa lahat ng gusto nyo. Mama, daming time. Champion detergent ang gamit ko. Champion
Champion Quick Wash Technology. Less time sa lamada, more time sa pamilya.
Hindi birong maging isang ina. Dapat hands-on ka sa maraming bagay, lalo na sa mga iniinom na gamot. Dapat ready ka. Kaya kapag may sakit sa pamilya ko, gaya ng sakit ng ulo, sakit sa katawan na may kasamang lagnat dulot ng sipon, allergic rhinitis o sinusitis, Simdex D ang ipinapainom ko. Gamot laban sa sintomas ng trangkaso. Simdex D is available in Mercury Drug Stores and other drug stores near you. Phenylpropanolam and hydrochloride chlorphenamine malate paracetamol is the generic name of Simdex D. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Also available Simdex D Syrup for kids and Simdex D Forte for adults.
Welcome Christmas home with holiday cheer. Head to SM Home and shop from our merry selection of delightful decor. From classic Christmas trees to sparkly ornaments, we've got what you need this holiday season at SM Home.
Ang paboritong evening tambayan ng bawat kalamaw. Napapakinggan at napapanood pa sa radyo.
Sa bagong oras dito na 9:30 p.m. Tuloy pa rin ang saya.
Ito ang Bahay Tulugan!
With Master Gio.
Tuwing Sabado dito lang sa Cool FM.
You're listening to Cool FM.
#1 sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide pa.
Welcome back to Cool News Early Edition. We have last 10 minutes before we leave this newscast. Alright, so the news just came in. Mary Jane Veloso will be sent back to the Philippines from Indonesia. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. confirmed Wednesday. In a statement, Marcos said the Philippine and Indonesian government agreed to bring Veloso back to Manila after 10 years of diplomacy and consultation regarding her case. We managed to delay her execution long enough to reach an agreement to finally bring her back to the Philippines, said Marcos. Mary Jane's story resonates with many, among not trapped by the grip of poverty, who made one desperate choice that altered the course of her life. While she was held accountable under Indonesian law, she remains a victim of her circumstances, he added. The president also extended his gratitude to Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto and the government for their goodwill, calling it a reflection of the two countries' shared commitment to justice and compassion. In 2010, Veloso was arrested at Adisucipito International Airport in Yogyakarta after she was found in a possession of more than 2.6 kilograms of heroin. Veloso maintained she was unaware of the contents of her luggage as it was only given by her recruiters, identified as Julius Lacanilao and Maria Cristina Sturgio. And now let's get back into the international headlines. Kizza Besigye, a major Uganda opposition figure, was kidnapped in Kenya and is being held in a Kampala military jail, his wife, a top UN official, said Tuesday. Winnie Byanyima, head of UNAIDS, demanded on X that the government of Uganda release my husband, Dr. Kizza Besigye, from where he is being held immediately. Besigye, a medical doctor and opposition politician, was kidnapped last Saturday while he was in Nairobi to attend a book launch by Kenyan politician Martha Karua, she said. Her statement came out to media in Uganda, reported the disappearance of Besigye, a former unsuccessful presidential candidate against Yoweri Museveni, who has ruled the East African nation with an iron fist since 1986. I am now reliably informed that he is in military jail in Kampala, Byanyima said. We, his families, and his lawyers demand to see him. She stressed that Besigye, who has been arrested numerous times in the past, is not a soldier. Why is he being held in a military jail? Donald Trump announced Tuesday that he was appointing Mehmet Ozi, a former surgeon and TV celebrity known as Dr. Oz, to lead the United States massive public health insurance program. The 64-year-old heart surgeon was championed on daytime television by Oprah Winfrey before he entered politics with an unsuccessful bid for a Senate seat in 2022. Oz is the latest of Trump's eye-catching nominations to key positions, including Fox News, where he has cleared to be Defense Secretary, vaccine skeptic Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Health Secretary, and billionaire Elon Musk to head a government cost-cutting unit. America is facing a healthcare crisis, and there will be no physically more qualified and capable than Dr. Oz to make America healthy again, the president-elect posted on his Truth Social platform. The appointment puts a man whose health recommendations, especially on COVID and weight loss, have often been riddled by the medical community at the home of the United States Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. As CMS administrator, Oz will be in charge of a federal agency that provides health coverage to more than 160 million Americans, almost half the country's population. It employs about 6,700 people, had outlays of $1.48 trillion last year, and is one of the largest purchasers of health services in the world. A son of Turkish immigrants, Oz has never held public office before, but has been a steadfast ally of Trump, who backed him in his unsuccessful Senate run in Pennsylvania. Prosecutors who secured historic criminal conviction of Donald Trump signaled Tuesday they would accept a new delay for sentencing as the judge deliberated how best to proceed against the U.S. president-elect. Trump was convicted of 32 felony counts in May after a jury found he had fraudulently manipulated business records to cover up an alleged sexual encounter with porn star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 elections. Judge Joan Merchan was widely expected to rule Tuesday on how to proceed with the case following Trump's election's win, and his decision could now come at any time. The options open to the justice include an outright dismissal, an indefinite delay to sentencing, or the imposition of punishment for integration day. He could also order a retrial for a future date. Trump is slated to be sentenced on November 26, but his legal team's efforts to have the conviction thrown out will almost certainly see that date pushed back or scrapped altogether. His lawyers have argued that a landmark ruling by the Supreme Court with a 6-3 conservative majority that U.S. presidents have sweeping immunity from prosecution for a range of official acts committed while in office applies in the hush money case. Ahead of the election, Trump's team moved to have the case thrown out in light of the Supreme Court decision, a move which prosecutors continue to reject. However, prosecutors on Tuesday said that consideration must be given to various options other than throwing out the case. They could include deferral of all remaining criminal proceedings until after the end of the defendant's upcoming presidential term, opening the door to Trump's escaping punishment until 2029. If Merchan decides to throw out the case on the basis of Trump's pledge, there will be no sentencing. One of Trump's lawyers, Emil Profe, who is in line for a job in the Department of Justice in the incoming administration, said last week that the stay and dismissal are necessary to avoid unconstitutional impediments to President Trump's ability to govern. Profe pointed to Special Counsel Jack Smith's decision to vacate deadlines in the 2020 election interference case, delaying it indefinitely but not yet dropping it outright. Smith's move in the federal case is in step with long-standing Department of Justice policy not to prosecute sitting U.S. presidents. Thomas Goldstein, the publisher of SC Escoto's blog, a leading legal site, wrote in the New York Times editorial, the Manhattan prosecution seems to be driven by politics and hatred of Mr. Trump. That reinforces why it must be dismissed. Trump has repeatedly derided the hush money case as a witch hunt, saying it should be rightfully terminated. Alongside the New York case, brought by state-level prosecutors, Trump faces 2 active federal cases, one related to his effort to overturn the 2020 election and the other connected to classified documents he allegedly mishandled after leaving office. However, as president, he will be able to intervene to end those cases, and Smith, the special counsel handling both cases, has reportedly begun to whip them down. A Trump-appointed federal judge already threw out the documents case, but Smith had sought to appeal that decision. One of the many troubling things about Trump's re-election is that he will largely avoid accountability in his 4 criminal cases, said former prosecutor Randall Ellison. He called for sentencing to proceed, but for Judge Merchan to fashion a sentence that will not interfere with Trump's duties as Commander-in-Chief. it looks like we don't have any more headlines, but before we wrap up our Cool News Early Edition, we would like to thank all of our unwavering support for your continued trust in this newscast, as as again, since Monday we have restarted our early morning newscast after a long break, which I am glad to say that we are doing well here in this newscast, and we can expect more things to come in the near future. So yeah, I am actually proud that this is already going well so far. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Cool News Early Edition. So if you need a refresher on the headlines that we have covered here on Early Edition, we will be doing a recap of the headlines that we have covered later on Cool News at 11 a.m. and for the latest news headlines at 12 noon. Until then, I am Caro, and this has been Cool News Early Edition. Enjoy the rest of your morning, and we will see you later at 11 and noon. Goodbye for now, and good morning.